Welcome to Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. This season's broadcast coverage is made possible in part by College Street Cottages, Georgetown Jewelry, Georgetown Shirt Company, Glenn Patterson, Realtor, Grand Endeavor Homes, Oak Ridge Disciple House, and Rob Hip Insurance. And now, on to the field with color analyst Michael Francis and the voice of the Patriots, Travis Banks.
Coming off of a bye week, Eastview begins district play with a record of 3-0, and they've made the trip from Georgetown all the way out here to Marble Falls, Texas, where they are set for a matchup against a winless Marble Falls Mustangs team that is hungry for a victory. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight on Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. I'm Travis Banks. Joined alongside me, as always, is my broadcast colleague, Michael Francis. And Michael, for the past couple of years that I've been covering Eastview Patriot football, they've sort of limped into district play, for lack of a better term, coming in with winless records, 1-2 records. And I've always made sure to point out that district play is kind of the start of, it's almost like starting the season anew. It's almost like hitting the reset button on the season. It's a fresh start for everybody because the district standings are all that matter ultimately. But tonight, coming off of a bye week, Eastview's 3-0 under Coach Feacock. It's a brand new Eastview team, and they're just looking to maintain their momentum.
Well, there's a lot of excitement on the Patriots side with Coach Feacock. The team, the coaches, all the staff are buying into Coach Feacock's vision for Eastview Patriot football, and there's an excitement in the air around the school. You see it on their social media feeds coming out, and they're just excited about their program coming in 3-0 to start district play right now at the top of the standings. Of course, you have three schools that are undefeated going into district play tonight, and that is Bastrop, Cedar Creek, and Eastview, of course.
It's quite an impressive feat compared to last year. This district, District 13-5A, Region 2, or Region 4, I should say. Cedar Creek, Bastrop, and Eastview are the three undefeated teams, and then we have two more teams in Weiss and Brenham that are 2-1. So over half of the teams in the district, Michael, come in with winning records. And Marble Falls, that only winless team, Glenn and Elgin both have records of 1-2, and those two played last night. Actually, Glenn defeating Elgin by a score of 21-16. So Glenn is at 500 with a 2-2 record. Elgin falls to 1-3 on the season. Marble Falls, looking at their scores, they haven't particularly been competitive outside of week 1 when they lost to Canyon Lake at home by a score of 7-0. But their last two games, a loss to Burnett on the road, 41-6 3 weeks ago on September 6th, and then 2 weeks ago they were back here at home versus Navarro. They lost that score 33-7. We know Eastview has allowed several near comebacks to their opponents. The defense still has some kinks that Coach Feacock would like to work out, but for the most part, Eastview has been rolling. They should not overlook this Marble Falls Mustangs team, however, because they are hungry for a win.
No, they can't. District 13-5A D2 is going to be a gauntlet, and you can't overlook your opponents. Take, for instance, last night, Hutto versus Connolly out of District 11-5A D1. They probably overlooked Connolly coming into that contest, and Hutto, a dominant team, rated in the top 10 in 5A. They came in there unsuspecting, and Connolly took it to them. At halftime, Travis, it was 21-19 Connolly. And it was when Hutto came out of halftime that they realized, you know what, we're in a dogfight. We really didn't come in prepared like we should have been, but they were able to come back in the second half, regroup, refocus, and they took control of the game and ended up winning 40-27 against Connolly, who had come into the contest, I believe, 0-3 on the season.
Just goes to show you it's that anything can and anything will happen mentality that happens every Friday night under the lights here in the great state of Texas, as we are just a couple of minutes away from kickoff here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium. Both teams have made their entrances, and we are awaiting the opening coin toss as the captains are just about set to line up. at the middle of the field. Eastview will be wearing their road uniforms, white helmets with red face masks, white jerseys with red lettering, and red pants. Meanwhile, Marble Falls coming out in their traditional home uniforms, the purple jerseys and pants and the gold helmets, looking a lot like the Washington Huskies. The team captains for the Marble Falls Mustangs, number 9, Jake Becker, number 47, Mason Neal, number 13, Lance Long, and number 11, Ben Anderson. Meanwhile, the team captains for Eastview, number 67, Rodrigo Gutierrez,
for the Eastview Patriots,
number 22, Eric Malit,
Number 35.
number 35, Justin Nazer,
number 67,
And
Rodrigo
number
Gutierrez. Captains
si-
for the
number
Mustangs,
5.
number
number
5
9,
is
Jake
Jordan
Becker,
Oswald.
Number 11, Ben Anderson. 13, Lance
And
Long.
we will get to those starting
Number
lineups
47,
here
Mason Neal.
once play gets underway.
Marble Falls won the toss.
Mustangs have won the toss and will defer to the second half.
So they will defer their decision to receive the opening kickoff in the second half. And, Michael, as we await Eastview's decision, they should be returning the kickoff here to open up the game. I was watching one of the local news programs the other night, and they were talking about the University of Texas's bye week this week and how it's kind of a disservice because Texas is on a roll the last couple of games. And you hate to see these
Mustangs will
bye
be
weeks
receiving
when your
the
team
north
is
end
rolling
zone.
like that because it just kind of puts your momentum to a halt. And I feel like that's going to be a big hurdle that Eastview is going to have to overcome tonight. Will they have any rust from their bye week last week? Maybe they took the week off, went and ate a bunch of nachos, chicken wings, or anything like that. I'm sure Coach Feacock had them on a bit of a diet and had them
Right.
working out quite
Ladies
so.
and
But
gentlemen,
it's
at this
it's
time,
always
we
kind
ask
of
you
iffy when
please
you come off of a
rise
bye
and
week.
remove your hats
Well, it's a two-edged
as we
sword,
stand
Travis,
for
and
the national anthem.
you look at it as
Please
you're
draw your
you're
attention
in a
to the
run. You've got
American
some
flag
momentum
posted
going.
behind the north end zone. This flag draped the coffin of Edward G. Huff.
We'll take a brief pause
Mr.
for the
Huff
national
is a
anthem.
World War II veteran and grandfather of Marble Falls graduate Natasha Sidkowski. The flag you see tonight had not been opened since Mr. Huff's funeral in 1995, but we proudly present it this evening in honor of Mr. Huff, his family, and all our veterans. As the national anthem plays, give thought to the tremendous sacrifice of our veterans and the privilege we have to stand under this flag tonight. We will now observe a moment of silence to be followed by the playing of our national anthem.
Great rendition of the national anthem by the Marble Falls Mustang High School Band. And, Michael, I didn't mean to cut off your thoughts there. We'll get to that real quick here before kickoff here.
No, not at all. The thing is, it can be a two-edged sword. You've got that momentum going, but you also may have some injuries. And as we saw in the game Saturday with Texas, their defensive secondary was just plagued with injuries, and now they have an extra week to recover without having to play in that kind of game or miss a game, and can be available to the preceding week. So that's kind of the way I look at it. It's a good, bad kind of thing. I tell you what's really tough is schools that kind of get told when they're going to have their homecomings. And tonight is the Rouse Raiders homecoming, and their team that they're playing against tonight, Cedar Park Timberwolves. Typically you try to schedule your homecoming games against the team that you can possibly win against, but Rouse definitely in a tough contest with Cedar Park in the house.
Absolutely, as we are just about set for kickoff here at Marble Falls Mustangs Stadium. The kicker for Marble Falls is Logan Barnes. Back deep to return for the Patriots, Isaiah Quentin Jackson. And Charles Ross. Both of those are very deep threats if you've been following any of our Eastview broadcasts over the season. The kick is up, and it is underway here in Marble Falls, Texas. The kick is short, and it's taken by one of the upmen who bobbles the snap. It's Jackson Colson, actually. One of the upmen. I'm sorry, that was Tyler Wagoner, the upman, who is able to fall on the ball and maintain possession for Eastview. That'll be at the 30-yard line even, so decent field position here for Eastview to start the game off as we get a look at Jackson Colson as he looks to maintain his awesome statistical momentum from the last couple of games. No interceptions on the season.
But we'll see how this goes, Travis. So far, the Patriots are 3 for 3 on scoring for their first possession of the game, so we'll see how that works out this evening.
Jackson Colson coming out onto the field. Marion Brooks getting the start at running back. Two receivers on each side of Colson. The ball is snapped, but the play is immediately blown dead. A flag is out in the very, very center of the field. And a delay of game. So bye-week jitters, bye-week rust. 5-yard penalty to start off for the Patriots, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not a good start.
And on 1st and 10, a pass attempt falls incomplete. The pass intended for Michael Sedgwick, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 15 for the Patriots.
Defending on the play brings up 2nd down, 15.
Second down and 15, Jackson Colson takes the snap, and it's a handoff up the middle. Running towards the left hash mark is a Marion Brooks. He makes it back to the 30-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage. So it gains a yard from the original line of scrimmage, 2 yards to be exact, as they continue to move the chains after the play. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Patriots.
Nice 7-yard pickup by Brooks.
Brings up a 3rd down.
And it'll be a huge 3rd down for both teams. Jackson Colson out of the shotgun formation takes a snap, rolls out to the right. A flag is down. Throws pass it complete to Charles Ross for a 1st down, but there is a flag on the play. We'll see what that is called. It looked like it was an offsides there, Michael.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm hoping that's the case, and it is an offside call against the Mustangs, and that'll add up to a 1st down for the Patriots as they'll take the play.
So that'll set up 1st and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line for the Patriots. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to Jackson Colson's left. He sends a man in motion from left to right, and it's a handoff to a Marion Brooks up the middle. Brooks makes it to the 45-yard line. Gain of about 4 yards before being brought down, and decent run stopped by Hudson McBride. Brings up 2nd down and 6 for the Patriots. Colson takes the snap. Marble Falls showing blitz. It's another handoff up the middle to Brooks, and Brooks gains 3, maybe 4 more yards, makes it to about the 48-yard line before being brought down. So this will be 3rd down and about 2 for the Patriots, and they need to get it to midfield to get the first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a tough 3-yard run right there by Brooks as he was hit for every yard that he got.
Code 3 Mustangs.
Shotgun formation for the Patriots again. Jackson Colson. Looks like he's going to take the snap, but then he looks to his sidelines for more directions. An audible as Isaiah Quentin Jackson checks in at running back, and the ball is snapped. Colson immediately throws, has Charles Ross, but the pass falls incomplete on the right side. So pass falls incomplete, sets up 4th down and 2 for the Patriots. Michael, do you go for it here?
I don't know. You're close to midfield. Looks like Coach Feacock is not willing to take that gamble just yet as he's bringing out his punt team. I would have thought, possibly you're at midfield, go for it. No, it's a fake.
And it is a fake indeed. Isaiah Quentin Jackson on the carry, and he makes it past midfield all the way out, pushed out of bounds about the 30-yard line. However, a flag did come out at midfield. So that's got to be some sort of holding.
Kind of in the hold area.
Yeah.
The bad thing about it is if it is an offensive penalty, then and it looks like definitely it is. It's being walked back.
It
so
is.
You burned a good quality trick play. And so now they'll definitely punt it away.
Yeah, this should be a 10-yard penalty, and it is. So it's a 4th down and 13.
Number 2, Ballou to punt for the Patriots.
As Marble Falls has 2 receivers back deep to return. Tanner Ballou's punt is up, and it's a deep punt. Gets to about the 25-yard line, takes an Eastview bounce, several Eastview bounces, and finally comes to a complete stop about the Marble Falls 13-yard line, and that is where the punt will be down, and the Marble Falls offense will set up shop as we will get our first look at quarterback Jake Becker and the Marble Falls Mustang offense.
That end of the field in shadow, they're not in the sun as they were just a moment ago as Eastview had the ball.
First and 10 for the Mustang offense. It's a handoff. Bit of a sweep to the right side up the middle, going nowhere. Gain of maybe 1 yard.
Gabriel Barker carrying the ball for the Mustangs.
No gain on the play. Brings up second
Officially
down,
no gain, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. Down and 10. Marble Falls coming out under center. Becker. It is a handoff, a bit of a triple option handoff to looked like the fullback
Barker.
there.
It's to Barker again.
Barker takes the handoff, gain of maybe 2 yards, brings up 3rd down and fairly long, but still reasonable. 3rd and 7.
Yeah, they've kind of got themselves in a passing situation right now with these first 2 carries on the ground. And they've only picked up 3 yards on those 2 carries.
Really, really tight wishbone formation by the Mustang offense. They'll send a man in motion from left to right, and it's a triple option again. It looks like Becker on the keeper, and Becker is brought down in the backfield. A huge loss for the Mustangs offense, just gang tackled by several members of the Eastview defensive line, and you better believe that's going to set up a punting situation for Marble Falls.
Well, it looked like Marble Falls went with the wing T formation that has been made so popular by the Liberty Hill Panthers.
That is a loss of 2 on the play. Brings up 4th down and 9 for the Mustangs. And they will indeed be punting. Back deep to return for the Patriots is Isaiah Quentin Jackson, and it's a low punt. Isaiah Quentin Jackson is not going to try to return it, but he does pick it up at about the 30-yard line, and he doesn't have much room to work with. He runs out of bounds at the 35-yard line and sets up a really good field position for Eastview's second offensive possession of the night.
Well, they got the first drive jitters out of the way, and let's see how their fortunes turn on this second possession. Get back in that rhythm again.
You know, interestingly enough, Michael, this is the first game of the season where Eastview has not scored on their opening possession.
Right. Yep.
So a bit of a streak broken here tonight in Marble Falls as the Patriots offense gets set back out onto the field. Two wide receivers on each side of Jackson Colson. He sends Jacob Martin from left to right, and it's a handoff to Amarian Brooks. Amarian Brooks has a huge hole up the middle, dodges a tackle, and is unable to break away, however. Amarian Brooks brought down by Caleb Alexander after a great run of 8, maybe 9 yards. And close enough, still brings up a second down for the Patriots.
Yeah, Marble Falls stunted the linebacker in at the last minute, and that ended up costing him and left a big hole for Brooks to run through.
Second down and 3, and it's another handoff to Brooks up the middle, and Brooks might have lost a yard, brought down before he really had anywhere to go there.
And he got popped by number 52, Adrian Conchola. Boy, he delivered one.
They're ruling that a no gain. It'll be third down and 3. And another huge third down for the Patriots as they're getting directions from Coach Feacock on the sidelines. Play clock at 15.
Third down, code 3.
As Jackson Colson in the shotgun formation yet again, 2 receivers on each side. Colson takes the snap, drops back. There's a lot of pressure, and it looks like it's an attempted screen for Charles Ross. Falls incomplete. Looked like there was a lot of miscommunication there, Michael. Brings up fourth down for the Patriots.
Yeah, he just underthrew that as Ross was doing a wheel route, came back, saw that his quarterback was in trouble.
Brings up fourth down.
And he came back, but the throw was too short and inside.
Ben Anderson and Brandon Sapp back deep to return this punt as Tyler Wagner's punt is up, and it will not be returned. It flies over the heads of the Marble Falls defender and takes an Eastview roll in between the 10 and the 5. It's going to be down at about the 6 or 7 yard line. So Marble Falls, I should say, will set up shop for their second offensive drive of the evening within the shadow of their own goalpost. And although there isn't much of a shadow as the sun is setting a lot earlier here now that we are officially in fall, a great view. You'll have to go back and watch this video replay when it is uploaded in the overnight hours. Of course, just follow SHN Sports on YouTube. You can see the beautiful mountain scenery or hill country scenery in the background. As on 1st and 10 for Marble Falls, it's an option trick and getting a huge run to the right side. Fumbles the ball. Marble Falls fumbles the ball. It's Lance Poling on the carry. He fumbles. It is recovered by Charles Ross.
Stopped by number 9, Charles.
And
did they ruling that he was down?
There was a lot going on. I got confused by who the ball carrier was there.
Lance Poling.
Yeah, there was a good triple option there because quarterback Jake Becker did a great job of making the defense think that he was the one holding onto the ball. And again, the wing T wishbone formation by the Marble Falls offense. Jake Becker under center. He hands the ball off to the running back, number 22, Hayden Hoover, and Hoover rushes to the left side. Doesn't have much going on that play. Gain of 2 brings up second down and 8.
Well, they're definitely spreading out the carries, Travis. Barker, Poling, and now Hoover on the carries.
They are indeed this triple option that is employed by a lot of the military academies in college. And Becker, it's another handoff, but stuffed by Roland Hines, the ball carrier.
25, Gabriel Barker on the carry.
That was Gabriel Barker yet again on a carry, and Roland Hines just lighting him up bring up a 3rd down and 9 for a loss of 2 on the play. A great job by the Eastview defense.
Roland Hines, the anchor for that Patriot line, he's all over the place. He is a ball hawk. He seeks it out. You don't see him on the ground too awful much.
3rd down and 9. Marble Falls sends a man in motion from left to right, and they fake the handoff. And getting the handoff is Hayden Hoover, and Hoover gets a sweep to the left side. Can't quite get the 1st down before he's brought down by a trio of Patriot defenders. Looks like Roland Hines was in there yet again to make the tackle. I'm sorry, that was Darian Shanklin getting credit for the tackle there. And that will be a 4th down and short for the Mustangs for about 3 yards. You think they're going to go for it here, Michael?
I don't think so. I don't think if you don't make it, you sure don't want Eastview being that close to walk in the door, because Eastview is a potent, explosive offense.
Well, Eastview called a timeout here. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back after this commercial break. The score is tied at 0, 4:08 remaining in the first quarter. You're listening to Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
Back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium, where after the Eastview timeout, Marble Falls has elected to punt the ball away rather than go for it. Isaiah Quentin Jackson back deep to return for the Patriots, and the punt by Marble Falls' Logan Barnes is up. It's a very high, very deep punt. Isaiah Quentin Jackson is able to take it about the 20, and Quentin Jackson makes his way. He breaks free to the 50, to the 40, to the 30. He has a block. Isaiah Quentin Jackson is gone for a touchdown. Punt return touchdown by Isaiah Quentin Jackson. 75 to 80 yards. We'll get an exact measurement for you there in just a second, but Isaiah Quentin Jackson with his very first punt return touchdown of the season.
And
wow.
No flags. No flags. That's exactly where you want to be, Travis. Exclamation point on it.
So just like that, Eastview on the board in a way we didn't think was going to happen. Isaiah Quentin Jackson, what a return as Patriots come out for the PAT. Jose Rodriguez, the kicker. They try to get the line offsides. They can't quite do it, but Rodriguez's PAT attempt is up, and it is good. So just like that, Isaiah Quentin Jackson, coming off of a timeout, gets the Patriots the very first touchdown and the very first lead of the evening. The Patriots lead at 7-0. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at georgetownshirtcompany.com.
We're back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium, where after an Isaiah Quentin Jackson 75-yard punt return, the Eastview Patriots lead it 7-0 over the Marble Falls Mustangs. 3:46 remaining here in the first quarter. We thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm Travis Banks alongside Michael Francis. And Jose Rodriguez's kickoff is up and doesn't go very far. Doesn't quite go out of bounds. A Marble Falls Mustang player touches it, and Eastview falls on it. It's Eastview Patriot football.
Yeah, that was a costly error by the Mustangs that turns the ball right back into the hands of the Patriots. They just scored on a punt return by Quentin Jackson, and now they've given the ball back to the Patriots at the 27-yard line of the Mustangs.
What? I was just going to say, what a turn of events. Sorry to interrupt you there, Michael, but Patriots coming back out to work on offense. 1st and 10, ball at about the 27-yard line. Jackson Colson takes the snap and has nowhere to throw, and he's brought down deep in the backfield. Looked like Eastview was trying to set up a screen there. Colson couldn't quite find the open player, and he's brought down a loss of at least 10 on that play.
Yeah, that's about 12-yard loss because now you're at the 30. That's 11-yard loss. You're at the 38-yard line.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 21, so not a complete disaster, but still nothing you'd like to see. Colson in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers to his left side. Charles Ross on the right. 1 running back at Colson's right side as well. Colson takes the snap, throws to the left side. It's caught by Jerry Barron, making his return after sitting out the Northeast game 2 weeks ago. And Barron completes a quick catch for a short gain. Still 3rd down and very long here for the Patriots, though. A gain of officially 1 yard, so 3rd and 20.
Yeah, the Patriots offense really needs to get on track here, Travis. They've not been that productive so far in this opening quarter of this game.
3rd down and 20 for the Patriots. 2 receivers on each side of Jackson Colson in the shotgun formation. Colson rolls out to the right side. He throws deep, has a man. It's caught. Charles Ross at the 15-yard line. Ross is brought down immediately, but picks up a huge 1st down for the Patriots.
What was I saying about needing to come alive? A great explosive play, a great throw by Colson to Ross. Outstanding play by the Patriots.
And it's a handoff on 1st down to the running back, Marion Brooks. And Brooks rushes up the middle, gains quite a few yards, not enough for a 1st down.
It's like he gained 5 yards.
Still sets up the Patriots in.
He can get a 1st down without having to get to the goal line. Colson in for the touchdown. Quarterback keeper right up the middle. Outstanding play by the Patriots to get into the end zone. So little deceptive effort by the offensive line as they didn't really hold their blocks and kind of stood up and let Colson dance between them and into the end zone.
Jose Rodriguez out to attempt the PAT. It is up and it is good. So just like that, 2 drives and the Patriots score 2 touchdowns. We're going to take a brief commercial break. We'll be right back here on Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Patriots lead at 14-0 over Marble Falls. We'll be right back after this.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home or land in the Georgetown area, call Glenn Patterson Realtor. As a 3rd-generation resident of Williamson County, his knowledge will assure you will receive the best price for your purchase or sell. Don't wait. Contact Glenn today at PattersonPropertiesTX.com.
We're back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium, where after a fumble on the kickoff following their 1st touchdown of the night, the Patriots recovered the fumble and scored again very quickly in a Marion Brooks touchdown run. It was a Marion Brooks, correct, Michael?
No, it was Jackson Colson.
It was Jackson Colson on the quarterback sneak. I'm sorry, we had some technical difficulties I was working on, so thank you for clarifying all that for me, Michael. Patriots lead at 14-0.
Fair catch called for by the Mustangs. That's Ethan Kanka. And the Mustangs will have it right around the 25-yard line.
A minute 43 remaining here in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. And Marble Falls just looking to get something going. They have not had much offensive success tonight here as they've attempted the triple option, as it's a handoff taken by Gabriel Barker up the middle. Gabriel Barker not able to get too much off that play. Gain of 2 yards brings up 2nd down and 8 for Marble Falls.
Marble Falls keeping it on the ground. I don't think they've put it in the air yet, Travis.
They have not. They've not had many successes getting first downs either. They've had a few. I want to say they've had 2. I'll have to double-check the official stats at the end of the first quarter, but a minute 10 remaining here. And a bit of a pistol formation now as Becker remains under center. He takes the snap, rolls out to the right side, throws, falls incomplete. The pass intended for Hayden Wells on the right side brings up 3rd down and 8, and Marble Falls is just looking for anything right now.
Yeah, they're really having a hard time gaining any traction on offense. The quarterback, Jake Becker, he really threw that into the ground and gave his receiver no opportunity to make the catch.
Third down and 8, a pretty big 3rd down, all things considered, for Marble Falls with all that's been going on in this game. Becker, the quarterback, fakes rolling out. He hands the ball off rush up the middle, and that was Barker on the carry again. Nowhere going on that play. Gain of maybe 1 sets up a 4th down and 7 for Marble Falls, and the punting unit is coming out yet again as Quentin Jackson goes back deep to return for the Patriots.
And interesting formations that you're seeing with the Mustangs in this contest tonight. You've seen the wing T formation. They just were in the I formation, and you don't typically see that with a quarterback under center in today's spread offenses, the RPOs.
Punt is up and will not be returned by Quentin Jackson. It takes a Patriot bounce at the 40-yard line and bounces and rolls all the way to the Patriots' 24-yard line, where it will finally be downed by Marble Falls. So the Patriots will set up shop just shy of their own 25-yard line. So 9 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Patriots lead at 14-0 here. The Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter, that is. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors for all that they do to help put these broadcasts on each and every single week. Thank you very much for your support of Eastview Patriot Athletics and SHN Sports as well. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots. It's a handoff to Michael Sedgwick on a sweep. Michael Sedgwick dodges a couple of tacklers and is finally pushed out of bounds just shy of the 1st down marker on the right sideline. And the clock hits 0, and I believe that will do it for the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. We'll go ahead and take a brief commercial break while the teams get situated for the start of the second quarter. You are listening to Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Patriots lead at 14-0 over Marble Falls at the start of the second quarter into the first quarter. We'll be right back after this.
Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home.
We're back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium at the start of the Courtney home inspection second quarter. The Eastview Patriots lead it 14-0 over the Marble Falls Mustangs. On second down, Jackson Colson passes complete to number 13. That is Tyler Wagoner making the catch, and he gets a first down and a whole lot more for the Patriots. A great start to the Courtney home inspection second quarter, Michael.
Yeah, it's a good start. Looks like the Patriot offense has finally caught traction, and they're moving the ball at will right now.
Shotgun formation for the Patriots on 1st and 10. Ball on the Patriots' own 42-yard line. It's a handoff to Amarian Brooks, who rushes up the right hash mark and is brought down after crossing the 50-yard line. He's just shy of that first down marker, though, so a great gain of about 8 yards for the Patriots there. It sets up second down and short. Carlos De La Hoya on the stop for Marble Falls. And it's actually a 9-yard gain, so second down and 1 for the Patriots. Colson takes the snap, and there's a flag that blows the play dead, and that flag is coming from the referee on the left sideline, so looks like it's a false start. Yeah.
Well, that's 4 or 3 penalties so far on the
false start on the
Patriots tonight. 2 false starts and a holding penalty. They've had no defensive penalties so far.
That will back the Patriots up and make it a second down and 6. Ball on the 46-yard line, the Patriots' own 46-yard line. Colson has 3 receivers to his left. Charles Ross is to his right. Amarian Brooks is in at running back, and Colson is getting some instructions from his sideline, calling a bit of an audible here. And now Jackson Colson hands off to Amarian Brooks. Amarian Brooks rushes up the middle, breaks free from a couple of tackles, gets a first down, and is brought down at the Marble Falls 45-yard line by a slew of Marble Falls defenders. Making the tackle there was Gabe Perez.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's just impressive to watch Amarian Brooks run up the middle. I mean, he runs hard. His feet are always pumping, moving, and he carries a host of Mustangs with him as he picks up that first down.
That'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Ball on the Marble Falls 45-yard line. Shotgun formation for the Patriots. They send Isaiah Quentin Jackson in motion, and it's a screen pass caught by Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Quentin Jackson rushes and gains about 5 yards before being brought down at the 40-yard line. So a decent gain on the screen pass. Looked almost like a wheel route there, Michael.
It did, as he made that sweep, almost like he was a jet sweep, like he was going to hand off to him, and he ends up going out to the left over in the flats, and Colson passes over to him, and he picks up some good yardage.
Second down and 4 for the Patriots. Colson takes the snap, and it's a pitch to Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Quentin Jackson tries to roll out to the right side, can't quite get the edge, and he's swallowed up by the Marble Falls defense as they came on a blitz there, and making the tackle there was Ethan Kanka.
Looks like he just barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Patriots as they are looking to score their 3rd touchdown of the evening, up 14-0 here on the winless Marble Falls team. A tale of 2 different teams, one undefeated, one looking for their first win of the season. Colson in the shotgun formation takes the snap, fakes a handoff. It's a play action on a blitz, and it is caught on the left side by Michael Sedgwick. And Michael Sedgwick at the first down marker, a 4-yard catch, just enough for the Patriots' first down. But boy,
I don't know. I think he's going to be just a bit short.
He is indeed.
Looks like he's about a foot short.
That is inches, and I would not be surprised if they came out to measure that. But no, the referees are going to say it's
Well, the stick is right on the yard line. The line to gain is the 35-yard line.
So it'll be 4th and inches here. The Patriots in a pistol formation. They hand off to Amarian Brooks, but Amarian Brooks is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage by Marble Falls. The Marble Falls defense stands, and it's a turnover on downs.
Outstanding penetration by the Mustangs as they shot the gaps and were able to get into the backfield before the play could really get started, Travis. And Amarian Brooks, he kept those legs pumping, but he was still short. Probably lost about 6 inches on that play.
Yeah. The Marble Falls, they've been blitzing these last couple of plays, and the blitzing finally pays off for them as they'll come back out on offense. Their first offensive drive here of the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. And quarterback Jake Becker here. It's an option handoff, and taking the pitch is Keaton Rodriguez, who rolls out to the right side and looks to be tackled in the backfield.
Well, as I mentioned before, the Mustangs definitely spreading the ball around. Barker probably getting the majority of the carries so far, but still a lot of players getting to touch the pigskin tonight.
And they bunch up there right near the center, and it's really hard to tell who from up here, our vantage point at least, who is getting the ball on that Mustangs offense. I'm sure it's equally as hard, or not as hard for the Patriots considering all their stats tonight so far. It's a handoff on second down for the Mustangs, and again, just stuffed at the line. Roland Hines getting in on a lot of action along with Jordan Oswald.
Patriots are shutting down the middle, Travis. Mustangs have had the greatest success doing the jet sweeps to the outside.
This front seven of the Patriots is just, they're cramming the box, and it looks like they're saying to the Marble Falls offense, if you're going to beat us, we know you run the ball a lot. If you're going to beat us, you're going to have to beat us through the air. And correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, I still don't believe that Marble Falls has attempted a pass so far.
They have. They've had one pass play, but he threw it into the ground. Becker threw it into the ground. So it seems like the coaches don't quite trust their quarterback for very much of the passing game.
It is a timeout called by Marble Falls, their first of this first half. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Again, if you're just tuning in, we thank you very much for choosing to spend your Friday night here with us on Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports. I'm Travis Banks alongside Michael Francis as always. 7:22 remaining here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Patriots lead at 14-0 over the Marble Falls Mustangs. Those two scores came very quickly in the first quarter as Eastview, I should say, got off to a bit of a slow start on offense, finally got things rolling, got their first touchdown of the night, and then on the ensuing kickoff, Marble Falls fumbled, Eastview recovered, and then they scored yet again after a Jackson Colson quarterback sneak.
Yes. And we're driving with their last possession and unfortunately was ground to a halt as Marble Falls just team tackled Marion Brooks pretty much in the backfield.
So a bit of a defensive battle here so far, about an hour west of Austin, Texas, in the beautiful hill country, as on 3rd and 10, Marble Falls rushes up the middle yet again. And rushing up the middle again is Gabriel Barker.
He picks up about 4 yards, so it'll bring up 4th and 6. And that'll bring out the punt team. Again, Marble Falls going with that fake punt look.
Eastview's not fooled at all. They don't have Isaiah Quentin Jackson back deep to return. In fact, it's a bit of an odd formation as the center is all alone and all the linemen are over on the left side, and it looks like there's going to be another timeout called by Marble Falls.
Yeah, they were hoping to either pull them off sides, which it still wouldn't have given them a first down, or cause them to take another timeout possibly. But they didn't. They still had their defense, their regular defense, in formation. They weren't going to take the chance. They were going to stay at home and make Marble Falls make the decision.
So it at least gives the Eastview defense a chance to take another break here about midway through the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter.
Marble Falls, a great high school town. It's one of those small town feels to it. Although they are a larger school, they are in D2, but they are in the 5A classification. Just a great atmosphere, small town atmosphere here, and that's one of the things that we really enjoy.
Oh, and it's a fake here, a fake punt on 4th down. It's taken and prevented from getting the first down. On the carry was Jet Huffman, and he was brought down by Jordan Oswald before he could make it to the first down marker. A great defensive stand on the fake punt by the Eastview Patriots, and they'll take over. It's a turnover on downs, and they're in really good field position as well. The ball will be marked down at the Marble Falls 45-yard line. So the Patriots start this drive out already in Marble Falls territory.
Well, both teams had stops and turnovers on downs with their last possession, so it'll be interesting to see how Coach Feacock and the Patriots strike here as they're on the Mustang side of the field.
6:39 to go here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Jackson Colson takes the snap. He throws out to the right side. He's got Charles Ross, but it falls incomplete. He overthrew Ross by just a bit. On the coverage for Marble Falls was Isaiah Denny, but it was a man-on-man situation there, Michael.
Yeah. They were running step for step with each other, so it was close. I think Charles had him just a bit, so he had him by a step. I think if the pass would have been accurate.
Charles Ross has been a favorite target of Jackson Colson's over the last several games. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Ball still on the Marble Falls 45-yard line. Play clock is under 10, and Coach Feacock is going to go ahead and call a timeout to talk things over with his team. We'll go ahead and keep it right here as well. Both teams have used 2 timeouts here in the first half. And, again, a bit of a defensive struggle. You can tell this Marble Falls defense is really frustrating Coach Feacock's offense.
They're giving them different looks and, stuff that they haven't shown during the non-district schedule because they don't want to show all their cards until they start getting into district play. And so they're showing them some looks that the scouting hasn't seen, and so the defense or the offense isn't prepared for the schemes that Marble Falls is actually showing right now.
Defensively, the Patriots still pitching a shutout as they are just stuffing the box and daring Marble Falls, a team that typically runs the ball. They're daring Marble Falls to throw, and so far they have really yet to throw for a majority of this game. As the Patriots come back out from that timeout, still leading 14-0, 6:33 here remaining. And a reminder, at halftime, we will send it over to the SHN Sports Studio with Justin Simmons and Steven Stunn for SHN Football Friday. 2nd and 10. Jackson Colson takes the snap. He throws to the left side. He's got a man, Michael Sedgwick, in double coverage. Did he catch it? Yes, he caught it, and a late flag comes out as well. Double coverage. Yeah. What a catch by Michael Sedgwick.
That's going to be pass interference on the Mustangs. But I don't know if it's one of those that will be tacked on at the end of the catch. Sometimes they do that, but
the catch was made at about the 30-yard line, so this will be a 15-yard gain before the penalty. More than enough for the first down for the Patriots.
So they're going to decline the penalty and take the play.
1st and 10, ball on the 27-yard line. So a gain of 18. Jackson Colson takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Amarian Brooks up the middle. Brooks has a huge hole up the middle, and he lost control of the ball as he was brought down. I think he fell on it as Marble Falls knows they didn't get possession of the ball there. And so that'll set up 2nd down and short. Nine-yard carry by Amarian Brooks. Brings up 2nd down and 1 for the Patriots. Colson in the shotgun formation. He takes the snap, throws to the left side. It's screen caught by Michael Sedgwick. Michael Sedgwick dodges as a defender, and Michael Sedgwick running towards the end zone. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. A touchdown-saving push out of bounds by the Marble Falls defense. That was Lance Long. And sets up a 1st and goal for the Patriots. It's at the 2-yard line.
Well, that offensive front is now controlling the line of scrimmage.
Patriots in a man in motion from left to right. It's Charles Ross. Colson takes the snap, rolls out to the right side, throws into the end zone, and nearly intercepted. The pass falls incomplete. Nearly making that interception look to be Hayden Hoover. No, I'm sorry. That was Isaiah Denny. So that brings up second and goal from the 2-yard line. Patriots looking to score their third touchdown of the night as Isaiah Quentin Jackson comes into the game. And he'll be in along with Amarian Brooks. Charles Ross at receiver on the right side. Michael Sedgwick on the left. Colson takes the snap. He hands off to Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Isaiah Quentin Jackson spins into the end zone for a Patriots touchdown. The third touchdown of the night. This time, Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Isaiah Quentin Jackson's second touchdown of the night. His first coming off of that punt return.
A little delay action by the Patriot offense, and Colson puts it right in his breadbasket, and he walks it into the end zone.
Jose Rodriguez's PAT attempt is up, and it is good. So just like that, with 5:35 remaining here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter, Eastview leads it 21-0 over the Marble Falls Mustangs. We'll be right back after this brief commercial break. Stay tuned. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium, where the Patriots have just taken a 3-touchdown lead over the Marble Falls Mustangs. They lead it 21-0 with just over 5.5 minutes remaining here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Jose Rodriguez's kickoff is up, and it will be returned by one of the up men at about the 25-yard line. That was a fair catch, so Marble Falls will take over at their own 25-yard line. Pretty decent field position as they just look to get something going before halftime. You know their goal, Michael, has got to be to end this shutout.
Yeah, it definitely does. Number 34, Logan Potter, on the fair catch. You know, last week or 2 weeks ago, Northeast broke their drought and actually got the ball into the end zone for the first time, which it wouldn't be Marble Falls' first score, but they definitely would like to start district play without being shut out.
Jake Becker under center for Marble Falls. He keeps it himself. He rolls out to the left side, and he gets the edge and nearly gets a first down for Marble Falls. That's about an 8, maybe a 9-yard gain, depending on where the referees spot the ball.
He picked up the first down.
They are indeed going to move the chains. So the first down in quite some time for Marble Falls. And it's on a Jake Becker quarterback keeper. On 1st and 10, Becker keeps the snap, rolls out to the right side. He fakes a throw, pump fakes, and rushes out to the right side. Crosses the 40-yard line before running out of bounds. And so that's going to be a gain of 5, maybe 6 yards. Brings up second down and manageable.
Yeah, again, Marble Falls lines up in that I formation. It's really cool to come here and actually see some of these old play styles. You know, like they lined up in the wishbone, they've lined up in a wing T, they've lined up in an I formation. So you're kind of seeing a smorgasbord of old school football.
Clock stops with 5 minutes to go here, and it's a pitch to the left side, and taking control of the carry is Keaton Rodriguez, and Keaton Rodriguez makes it back to about the line of scrimmage. Great defense there by the Patriots. Jordan Oswald on the tackle there yet again.
Roland Hines, he's playing the opposite defensive end, and he tracks that ball all the way down the line, and he's always in or around the tackle.
I was going to say, I could just probably say Roland Hines is making all the tackles tonight, because every time I see Marble Falls get down, Roland Hines is right there. Third down, and Marble Falls goes into a hurry-up, and they're going to hand the ball off up the middle. Nothing doing. On the carry was Gabriel Barker, and the Eastview defensive line stands. Making the tackle was Eric Malit.
Bring up 4th and 2, and it looks like Marble Falls is bringing out their punting unit.
Well, they went for a fake punt on their last possession, and they nearly got the first down there. This is a situation where I'm not quite sure what I would do. That's why I'm up here in the broadcast booth, not coaching, and Marble Falls will indeed punt the ball away. Isaiah Quentin Jackson back to return. It's a short punt that takes a bit of a Marble Falls bounce and will roll out of bounds at about the Eastview 21-yard line. So it'll set up 1st and 10 for the Patriots. With 3:40 remaining here in the Courtney home inspection second quarter, I should say. Glenn Patterson Realtor is our sponsor for the first quarter. I've got some bye-week rust myself, so apologies for that.
Well, that's true. There's kind of some rust in that between both of us. I guarantee you my end of it hasn't been perfect. I want to give a shout-out to the wonderful folks here at Marble Falls and extending their hospitality to us and making us feel like family here.
Oh, they've been nothing but kind, as Charles Ross is sent from right to left, and it will be a sweep handoff to Charles Ross, and Ross has nowhere to go. He's makes it all the way from the right sideline to the left sideline, and he ran more in that direction than he did moving north to south.
Yeah, he ran more horizontal than he did vertical, that's for sure.
You put it much more simply than I can, Michael. That's what I appreciate about you. That's a loss of 3 yards for the Patriots. Brings up 2nd and long. 2nd down and 13 officially. The ball on the Patriots' 18-yard line. Marion Brooks in at running back. 2 receivers to Jackson Colson's left. Colson takes the snap, drops back. He throws towards Charles Ross and can't find anybody there.
He did good just to get rid of the football, but the problem was he threw it in the middle of the field. Typically, you're looking to the sidelines so you don't potentially put it where somebody's going to intercept it and walk away with it, because it was short for sure.
Yeah, Marble Falls came with a blitz right there, and Jackson Colson, it looked like he kind of panicked because he wasn't expecting that. The offensive line just didn't pick it up at all, and Jackson Colson was just kind of running for his life at that moment. Sets up 3rd down and 13, ball on the Patriots' 18-yard line. Colson takes the snap, drops back. He rolls out to the right side, and he just throws the ball away in the direction of Jacob Martin. But great defensive coverage by Marble Falls, and it's a 3-and-out for the Patriots, their first of the game.
Well, it was a tough defense, and Marble Falls went back to that four-man at times, 6-man front, and that just kind of threw Georgetown off their rhythm, and they just had a hard time reacting to it, getting into the backfield, putting a lot of pressure on Colson, and forcing them to do the 3-and-out.
And more importantly, Marble Falls will get the ball back with just over 3 minutes remaining as Eastview's punt is up. And it's a really good punt, touched by one of the Marble Falls players. Eastview falls on it. They say they have it. We'll see what the referees rule. There is a bit of a scramble for the ball. Marble Falls says they have it. And the referees rule it's Eastview ball. So the second turnover on a muffed punt.
Well, it wasn't really muffed. What happened with that one, Travis, as the ball came down, the Marble Falls receiver was back about 3 foot, It skipped off the ground and hit him down in the shins and bounced back toward Eastview. It just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So another special teams miscue for the Mustangs, as they've already given up a 75-yard touchdown on a punt return to Isaiah Quentin Jackson. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 Patriots. Ball on the Marble Falls 33-yard line. Jackson Colson in the shotgun formation now. It's a direct snap to Amarian Brooks. Amarian Brooks takes the ball and rushes up the middle. Can't quite go anywhere. Gain of maybe 1, and a very late flag comes out now.
I'm thinking that they're going to call a late hit on Marble Falls, but I could be wrong. Brooks was on the ground, and they pounced on him while he was on the ground. Okay, so they're calling it against the Eagles.
Dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct called against the Patriots.
Against the Patriots.
Interesting. So that's going to be...
That'll be a 15-yard variety penalty.
That's going to drop them back. It's going to make it 2nd and 25. The ball is all the way on the 48-yard line.
Ouch. Turning positives into negatives right here, and that's not what Patriot football is about. And I guarantee you that Coach Feacock will address that in the halftime in the locker room.
Halftime, less than 3 minutes away, 2:59 here, and counting now as the clock starts to roll again. The Patriots looking to the sidelines for their instructions. Jackson Colson comes out in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers on his right side. Amarian Brooks in at running back, and looks like some movement first. Jackson Colson has a free play. Throws to the left side to Michael Sedgwick. It's caught at the 15-yard line. Michael Sedgwick, did he make the catch?
He did make the catch.
All right. Okay, he hurt himself. He's limping off the field under his own power. Michael Sedgwick, smart.
What an outstanding catch by Michael Sedgwick. And the Patriots worked themselves out of a jam.
I thought for a second there that the Patriots were going to have a free play because there was some movement on the line. No flag, however, though, as on 1st and 10, Jackson Colson, under pressure, throws the ball away in the direction of, that's Jerry Barron. And I don't think Jackson Colson was quite ready to throw the ball there, Michael.
No, he wasn't. He was under pressure. They're stacking that box again and putting a lot of pressure on Colson early. Marble Falls struggled on defense when they only went with a 3-man front. Now they're putting more pressure up front, bringing the linebackers up. Now they've gone back to a 3-man front.
2nd and 10, ball on the 14-yard line. The Patriots can get a first down by getting it to the 4-yard line. Patriots inside the red zone yet again. Jackson Colson in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers on his right side. Colson takes the snap, drops back. Under some pressure, it's a screen pass. Thrown, caught by Amarian Brooks. Amarian Brooks gets a decent amount of yards after the catch and is brought down at the 10-yard line by a trio of Marble Falls defenders. One of the tacklers there for Marble Falls, Carlos De La Hoya.
Is that the 12?
I think that's 72. On the defensive line there. But Isaiah Denny has been involved in a number of catches as well. Again, there were about 3 defenders there. Could have been anyone. As on 3rd and 8, Jackson Colson takes the snap and is sacked in the backfield. And that time it is Carlos De La Hoya in on that sack. Carlos De La Hoya and Keaton Rodriguez. A huge 3rd down sack of Jackson Colson and a great defensive play by Marble Falls.
Maybe timeout. I think Eastview may have taken that timeout. As they're going to make a decision whether they're going to go for it or they're going to kick a field goal.
Have Jose Rodriguez come out and attempt a field goal. That sack makes it 4th and 16. The ball is on the 20-yard line, so a field goal would be about a 37-yard attempt which should be in the range of Jose Rodriguez, but he hasn't really had a lot of chances to try kicking field goals. Again, he missed a number of PATs a couple of weeks ago against Canyon, and that was a home game.
Well, Marble Falls has done an outstanding job so far tonight in keeping pressure on Jackson Colson and forcing him into pressures and throwing it early when he's not having the time to set up and step and make the throws. They're putting that pressure on him, and he's having to make a lot quicker decisions. Receivers aren't in places where they need to be at that point when he's wanting to throw it, and so it's been a challenge for the Eastview offense all night long, just on that when they stack that front and they blitz like that.
Clock is stopped with 1:27 here remaining in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. And a reminder that at halftime we will send it out to the SHN studios for SHN Football Friday with Justin Simmons and Steven Strong. They'll catch you up with all the other scores and highlights in and around the SHN Sports Network and from all the other games going on across the Central Texas area tonight. Again, you missed a heck of a game last night if you didn't tune in to the SHN Sports Network. Hutto defeating Connolly in a wild one over in Pflugerville. And also last night, Glenn in district play defeating Elgin by a score of 21-16. So Glenn technically leading the district in standings right now with a 1-0 record, but that's only because nobody else has finished a district game, I should say. All the other district games are going on right now. The other games taking place tonight: Weiss at Bastrop, Cedar Creek at Brenham. In addition to this game, Eastview and Marble Falls. So on 4th and 16, the Patriots are going to go for it. Jackson Colson in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers on each side. Isaiah Quentin Jackson in at running back, and Colson is just swallowed up. He has nobody to throw it to. He's brought down at the 20-yard line, so the second sack in a row for Marble Falls makes it a turnover on downs. And boy, this defense is just frustrating Jackson Colson now. Carlos De La Hoya on the sack yet again for Marble Falls.
Yeah, Colson was looking for Jeremiah Barron as he was stepping up toward the line of scrimmage, and he just got swallowed up. There just was no place for him to go. Again, he's been pressured all night long by this Marble Falls defense.
So 1st and 10 for Marble Falls. A flag comes out as there's a tackle in the backfield by Roland Hines on the ball carrier. That was Hayden Wells.
Well, they didn't stop play. I think it's going to be a false start on the Mustangs, but the Patriots will probably take the play since it was a greater loss of yards. And indeed, that's the case. Patriots decline it, and they'll take the play, where it was a loss more like 7 yards, 6 to 7 yards on the play.
It'll bring up 2nd down and long for the Mustangs. And on 2nd down, it's a pass. And it is caught by the tight end, Warren Copeland,
That's the first completion on the night for the Mustangs.
It's 3rd down. Not enough for a 1st down marker by a long shot as a flag comes out just as the play gets underway. Jake Becker hands the ball off to Hayden Wells, and Wells has nowhere to go here on 3rd down, but we'll see what this flag is about.
I think it may be holding. Offsides.
So that will give Marble Falls
The 1st down.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 5, ball on the 26-yard line, so they'll move it to the 31-yard line. And now Marble Falls has 38 seconds to get something going. They are out of timeouts. Both teams are, actually. Jake Becker under center now. Becker just keeps the ball himself and rushes up the middle. Great gain of about 5 yards by Becker. before being brought down by a member of the Patriots defensive line. I believe that was Cole Smith on the tackle there. And now Becker again on second down, rolls out, and he is stuffed. He is sacked by Isaiah Quentin Jackson. What a play by the Eastview defense, and what a way to end the second quarter as well. The Courtney Home Inspection second quarter ends with an Isaiah Quentin Jackson sack. Boy, Michael, Isaiah Quentin Jackson is making plays on every side of the ball. He's got an offensive touchdown. He's got a special teams touchdown, and now he ends the first half with a sack of Jake Becker.
Yeah, outstanding play by Quentin Jackson. Marble Falls was really on a run right there, starting to develop some momentum and some tempo on that possession, and to have Quentin Jackson come in there and break it all up and make that sack just kind of ends that. Kind of a bad note going into halftime that you couldn't really continue that momentum. Of course, they were down on the clock. They're running the ball. You know, there's not a lot of time for them to do anything on the ground, and they weren't going to the air, weren't working the sidelines, trying to stop the clock without the timeouts. And unfortunately, with a ground attack like that, you're gonna struggle.
Exactly. So with that, we're at halftime, and Eastview leads it 21-0 over the Marble Falls Mustangs here in Marble Falls Mustang Stadium at Marble Falls, Texas. We'll take a brief commercial break, and when we return, we will throw it to Justin Simmons and Steven Strong for the SHN Sports Football Friday halftime show. Stay tuned. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105. Locally owned by Pam and Al Bartschmid, College Street Cottages is proud to offer vacation rentals in beautiful and historic Georgetown, Texas. With premium amenities and comfortably sized spaces, our cottages provide the best accommodations that Georgetown has to offer. All of the remodeled 1940s cottages include complete use of the entire house and yard, fenced backyard with seating, eating area, and a barbecue grill, convenient parking in front, and detached garages. For more information and to book, visit collegestreetcottages.com. 2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
We're back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium, where at the Oak Ridge Disciple House halftime, Eastview Patriots lead it by a score of 21-0 over the Marble Falls Mustangs here in Marble Falls, Texas. And we're going to throw it to the SHN Sports Studio for the Football Friday halftime show featuring Justin Simmons and Steven Strong. We'll see you at the start of the second half.
Just wanted to show this from the Cedar Park game. A heck of a snag, as you can see on your screen now. An interception goes in the air, and the diving effort there. Man. Just an incredible way to get that game going for the defense.
Nice play made there, that's for sure.
And that was, our shout out to Audrey Burton, the iReporter over for FanStan and Cedar Park football. As we appreciate everyone over at FanStan and all they do for high school football coverage on Friday nights as well. And so on that note, let's go ahead and go for a Grand Endeavor home scoreboard update from what we have going on. Like we said, a lot of those games at halftime already.
Yeah, Grand Endeavor's home's scoreboard update live here from the Georgetown Jewelry Studios. And again, glad that you can have us. I'm Justin Simmons alongside Stephen Strong for you this evening. We have one game officially at half. Other ones are just starting to kind of get to that point. So for sure right now, it's Marble Falls way below Eastview on SHN Sports, 21-0. So again, we welcome you that are listening to the Eastview game in with us here from the studio. Stony Point, Cedar Ridge. It's a really tight contest. 28-22 in favor of the Tigers. They're looking to go 4-0 tonight. Leander is behind Hendrickson 24-0. Here on SHN Sports, you can catch that one as well. The Battle of Round Rock between Westwood and the Dragons of Round Rock. It's been all Dragons, 29-7 as they head on to halftime. Vandergrift looking to stay 5-0. They lead 24-0 against the undefeated Vista Ridge team. So the Rangers in trouble tonight. Cedar Park and Rouse, Timberwolves ahead 14-0. Cedar Creek trying to get back into this game against Brenham. You can listen to that game here on SHN Sports, but Cedar Creek in trouble of losing their undefeated record as they sit currently behind the Cubs 37-13. Maynard leads Pflugerville 21-10. Georgetown and Stephenville deadlocked at 7. Westlake over the Lobos of Lehman 28-0. Austin High trailing Lake Travis 14-0. And Hayes out in front of Bowie 7-6 as they start the second quarter of play. All those 13 6A games kicked off at 7:30 p.m. Regents and Wimberley doing battle as Austin Regents ahead 10-2. Odd score there. Final scores across from Thursday night, Hutto and Connolly as Hutto got the win 48-27, and then Glenn beating Elgin 21-16. And real quick before I send it back to you here, Stephen, just a couple of extra scores here. Weiss and Bastrop still going at it 14-7 as they move their way into the second quarter. Bears are behind in that one. Del Valle ahead of the Aiken Eagles 21-0 over in Del Valle. And then you have San Antonio Holy Cross and St. Michael's tied at 7 as they get ready to go into the second quarter of play. I will bring you other scores here throughout the night as we were looking through and we noticed that we did have some other teams within the area that we might not always call upon. We're trying to get more of those scores for you fine folks out there. But Bowie, Fredericksburg and Bernie doing battle as the Battling Billies are tied at 14 apiece in the second quarter. Lavernia taking on Rockford Fullerton, 21-12 is the score there as Lavernia is ahead. LaGrange and Taylor are going at it in the second quarter. LaGrange just barely ahead, 17-14. Waco La Vega, just a little north of us, is ahead of Midlothian Heritage, 20-17. Bandera Crystal City, 14-7 in favor of the Bulldogs. As we have Belleville and Sweeney going at it, it's Sweeney ahead 3-0. Codwell and Lexington, they meet tonight with Conwell ahead 7-0. Cuero and Morton still tied at 0-0. Geronimo Navarro and Giddings, that one very exciting as Geronimo Navarro is ahead 22-14. LaGrange going against the Taylor Ducks, and it's the Leopards of LaGrange ahead 17-14. Llano against San Angelo Lakeview 17-7 for Llano, and Mexia, another team that you can listen to here right here on SHN Sports. They're ahead of Madisonville 22-7. We have other scores, but for now, Gerald scored. That's right. SHN Sports right here. They're going against the Lago Vista Vikings. It's 14-10. Favor Vikings. They're on the road at Gerald. Hopefully, we can.
Actually, I think Lago Vista did just put up another score.
I was going to say, but it looks like Wally Harmon just notified us that Lago Vista has just put on another score on the big scoreboard. So that's probably one of those games that we'll check on with. but I'm thinking they're getting a little close to the end of their second quarter of play here.
Yeah, we'll definitely tune into them on the second half.
But I believe pretty much that's almost every score that's within our area, and there will be others tonight. And we'll have a full recap, of course, for you at the very end of the evening, and possibly more scores as well. And if you are out there, wherever you may be, you could be on the road traveling, you can be at the game, and you might just be watching this there. We appreciate that. But wherever you may be, go ahead, take a photo, a short video. You can call us here. I know we have the number right above Steven's head. Or you can text. Yes, you can text that same number, and we'll read it on air. And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at SHN Sports. Utilize the hashtag SHN Football Friday. That way, we can share your content with the rest of the viewing audience as well. And if you have some extra time, I know you do, you can follow Steven at Probably Strong. Got it right this time, right? At Probably Strong on Twitter and on Instagram. And you follow me, The Smash Simmons, on Twitter and Instagram.
I think, another thing is, like, there's so many teams here in Central Texas at all divisions and all classifications. If there's a team that you want more, or we haven't even named in your town or wherever, let us know. Shoot us a text and say, hey, I want to hear about, whoever.
Oh, yeah, if you're an avid listener and you just happen not to be in the area, but you want to know how your team is doing and where your go-to, let us know. We take requests. We'll find the team, and we'll get you the score by the end of the night. That's for sure. No problem there.
And speaking of one of the teams you mentioned there in the second part of that Grand Endeavor home scoreboard update was Taylor. And I want to give a shout-out just overall to the Taylor community. Man, I know we're in Georgetown, and they're big rivals and always have been, but last weekend I went to the Taylor Duck High School reunion with my stepmom. It's funny because my dad went to Georgetown, grew up here, and graduated from Georgetown High School, and my stepmom went to Taylor and graduated from Taylor, and they were like crosstown rivals all growing up. They hated each other. I mean, they didn't know each other, but the schools and the communities.
It's like Romeo and Juliet.
Right, exactly. It's beautiful. And but anyway, so I went to her high school graduation, and man, shout out to the high school class that we were there for. And
you don't want to give us the class number?
I just feel like that's a little
that's a little
too much unnecessary. Y'all know I was there, y'all were there. That's all that matters. We don't need to go all out on that.
I thought you were sending them a shout out.
I'm sending it. They know who they are.
It's like Donna Redskins, class of '82, yo. Woo.
Hey, 82 is a lot different than. So, anyways, it was awesome, and I got to see they had like this video up of some of their classes games, like in football and stuff. And I'd never been to a reunion of any kind. And I just thought it was really cool. And I got to meet all her old high school friends and stuff, and some of the old football players from back then. And it was awesome. And then, I guess that's all I'm saying. Shout out to Taylor. Shout out to the Ducks.
Well, I'm glad they showed you a good time. I mean, your high school reunion is going to come up sooner than you would think, Stephen.
I'm not looking forward to that one.
He says he's not going to go.
I might go. I just don't.
If you don't make the 10, you'll make the 15. And if you don't make the 15, you should at least make the 20.
Is there a 15? So once 10 starts, you get every 5 years?
Well, not to be a downer, man, but people, they start to age, and you just never know what will happen in the run of life, and sometimes people kind of pass away a little early. So, yeah, I mean.
But, generally, it's every 5 years at that point?
It starts getting 5 years after, 20 for sure. But some might hold another one after the 10. Usually goes 10, 20, and then you start holding them 5 years apiece because people start passing on.
I'm cool with there being 10 years in between 10 and 20. I think I'll be all right with that.
Yeah, I missed the 10 one. I'll probably hit my 20. That's for sure.
I don't. That's such a weird concept to me right now.
I work all these weird hours here on the show and stuff, so it's like, how am I supposed to get home during football season for a reunion that I never get to go?
Yeah. My school is in where I live, so it wouldn't be that hard to make it. It's just a matter of what I want to.
Yeah, well, if I were ever to make homecoming, I can't remember the last time I've actually made homecoming, for my high school.
Oh, like the game?
Yeah, well, just back. Yeah, just to be there during homecoming. I've gone home, but when homecoming is actually taking place, I can't tell you.
Man,
could not tell you.
What a weird concept. Just getting older.
What a weird concept. Just aging,
Imagining yourself older than you are right now.
Well, then again, it has its it has its drawbacks, but yet it has its pros as well. I mean, 5 years ago, I didn't think something like this would be possible.
Very true, yeah.
And here we are in a studio bringing live coverage with all these teams.
Yeah, I mean, really, the future is what you want to make out of it.
Well,
so we can sit here right now and be uncertain about the future, but at the same time, each day that we live, each day, like, we decide what, we have an influence in what our future is.
Who
moving
would have
forward.
thought that we would get so philosophical talking about high school football and not even talking about the high school football part of it? I mean, I guess we could run
Just
this back.
life, man.
It just
It's all life.
sounds like coaches talk right here. It's just like, guys, life. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, like that defensive line that you're gonna go against Friday night. But I'll tell
Exactly.
you what, just like life, if you are
You gotta
persevering,
hit him. You gotta hit him
and
hard.
You hit him hard in the mouth. They might not fall the first time, but they definitely will take
You
notice.
wear him down by the fourth quarter.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know where the bad Southern accent came from either. I never had a coach that even spoken that type of draw, to be honest.
It's just classic.
I think it's because of the movies and of Friday Night Lights, and even Coach Taylor on Friday Night Lights doesn't necessarily have a Texas Southern accent.
Right.
I just imagine that. You know who it is? It's because what's his name ruined it for me. The guy from Varsity Blues,
Okay.
the coach.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Angelina
If you ever-
Jolie's dad.
Oh, John Voight.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the coach in that one.
He was also he played Adolph Rupp, Kentucky head basketball coach, and
Oh,
Glory Road
Yeah.
when they took on Texas Western.
But I mean, he's really good though. I mean, don't get me wrong, he nails his coaching. Like, I
he
really,
just nails being like kind of like a serious
Yeah.
role, dramatic role. Because he was in Holes too as Mr. Sark. A lot of people forget that.
Who would have known that you were such a cinephile?
I'm a little bit of everything. Like I don't know. There's a lot of I don't know. I try to keep up to date with like things going on, whether it's sports, whether it's media, whether it's music, movies. I'm late to the movie game, I think, because there was a long time there where I just didn't watch movies. I couldn't sit still long enough to watch a movie, let
I don't
alone
know. You're ahead of Seth because he's like 5 years younger than you are, so you got 5 years on him.
in life. Yeah, but in terms of like what I've actually been watching,
Seth,
I
how many
haven't.
movies have you seen? Do you think you've seen more movies than Steven has? And I'm talking to Seth. Seth is here again, our intern. I think you saw him
shout out
last
Seth
week, so-
Sparks,
Yeah.
SS.
I don't know. I'm a pretty movie guy. So.
See,
Well, how many-
he's been
You watch a lot of movies?
he's been a movie guy his whole life, and I've been a movie guy like never. And then now I'm like on the fence. I'm on the fence of being a movie guy because I want to stay up to date.
What's your
There's-
favorite sports movie, Steven?
That's Seth. I'm Steven. Are you asking me or
Seth?
him? You're looking
I'm
at me.
asking Seth first. Yeah, favorite sports movie. And Seth plays baseball, so.
Down a baseball movie, I'd say that.
Yeah,
it's
there's
not-
few. There's few good, not few good, but there's just
And now something tells me he's never seen like Major League,
Oh, Major League's a classic.
Major League 2. How
I'll
about
tell
Bull
you
Durham?
mine.
Yes.
Okay, I have a
I
friend.
saw that 2 years ago.
Which one?
I have a friend that was working AA baseball, and he had as a broadcaster, and he had never seen Bull Durham. I'm like, how can you work in the minors?
I've
and
never
seen Bull
I,
Durham.
I've never seen it.
It's probably the best baseball
I like
movie.
I like it better than Major League.
I never saw Major League either.
Major League's a classic. Yeah, you have no choice. You need to go. We got.
See, I'm telling you, I'm new to the movie game.
It's like here you
all
are,
the,
like
all the
mentioning Glory
classics.
Road, and I'm like,
all the-
wow, I never even seen Glory Road in the theater.
I'm actually not really a big sports movie guy, to be honest.
You didn't ask
Seth
me.
said that he's not a big sports movie
I think it's
guy.
gonna get repetitive.
My
It's just gonna be a
favorite
little
sports movie of
repetitive.
all time probably is a baseball movie. Actually,
What is it?
it's I don't know if it counts. I mean, I think it counts, but The Sandlot.
Oh, yeah.
Sandlot's one of the best movies
It's
ever
fine.
made.
It's like good art.
Okay, Seth's agreeing with you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it's because people. I'm not sure if they can hear him.
Yeah, no, I
so
get
I have
you.
to kind of repeat
yeah,
what he's saying.
for sure.
But yeah, The Sandlot was all right.
All right.
People always classify it as a
It's-
baseball
it's
movie, but
They
I'm
should
like,
have been done after the first one.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I don't count like the 2 and 3. Like they're not even the same.
but I never
realm.
saw it as a sports movie. I see it more as like
That's
it's a
why I
ki-
was
it's a
saying
kid's
I don't know if
movie.
it counts.
No, people will count it. I just don't see
They
it that
do,
way.
but
Like,
I don't.
think-
I don't know that I do either because
think
it's not.
Mighty-
It's not based on like the team. It's based on the story of the kids.
Yeah, like Mighty Ducks.
They just happen to play baseball.
The Mighty Ducks is like a sports movie because
Right.
it's about the team, and then ultimately he becomes about
Oh,
the
you're
coach.
missing- Okay. Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears, the original or the remake?
Yeah,
The original.
the original.
Okay, well,
is
like
better.
the original is cool, and then there's also. But did you ever see the 2 sequels after that?
Not good.
Not good. I love the one where they go to Japan, but that's because
Japan, I thought you were, okay, yeah.
And then there's the one where they go to
Houston,
Houston.
right? Yeah, that one's okay. The Japan one's better.
Yeah, I mean, there's still sequels, but I like Japanese culture. So the one where they go to Japan and just to see it in like Japan in
What about-
1970s, that's cool.
I tell you, I'm a big fan of Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire.
Is Jerry Maguire a sports movie? Just
Sports agent.
I know he's a sports agent and it revolves
Sports
around
world.
sports, but isn't this movie just totally about Jerry Maguire being a bad man and then just trying to be a good man?
Total sports, like straight. I would have to go remember.
I was gonna say that if we're not talking if we're talking sports movie
So
and
we're talking
sports
straight
specific,
sports movie.
I go Remember the Titans every
Remember
time.
the Titans.
Remember the Titans is a great
Would
movie.
Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell count? That's fun.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, if you're gonna count that, then you can count like semi-pro and like
I
all of the
love,
other
but I
ones.
like semi-pro.
No, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're
And
not.
would you count? Would
it's
you
hard
count
to
Blades
compare.
of Glory?
It's hard to compare.
Chad Michaels.
Yeah, it's hard to compare like Blades of Glory and semi-pro to Remember the
I
Titans.
feel bad for
and
the people
Glory
that tuned
Road.
in to expect to hear high school sports talk, and like this is what they're getting. But I mean, it's a show about anything, really. We just happen to come on.
We
and
center
talk
around high school football.
but you know, we have plenty of time to talk about other things.
And
when we go
I mean,
back
the
to
reality
sports.
is, this is the world. This is life, and there's things around.
But it's a good debate here. I was like, I like
Yeah, it's interesting.
the Will Ferrell sports movies. I'm okay with. He had a good run there, but I'm trying to think.
I mean, Blades of Glory was
I'm hoping-
starring Napoleon Dynamite. Like, you can't go wrong.
No, I can't believe Napoleon Dynamite's going to have its 15-year like.
Anniversary.
Yeah, they're showing two.
Does Kevin Costner only do sports movies? Is that just his thing?
Be-
The golf one he did.
Well, when you were
What
recent
about-
one, the Browns?
back
Yeah.
in the day, he was like the most popular actor in
Did you
America.
ever see The Greatest Game Ever Played, starring Shia LaBeouf as the golfer?
No, but I have seen Legends of Bagger Vance, and that one's
What is that?
the one with Will Smith
Uh,
and Matt Damon. And golf movies, those are weird. Caddyshack's the best though.
Yeah, Caddyshack's great.
Um,
Rodney
alright.
Dangerfield, Bill Murray.
Yeah, I mean classic. Even Caddyshack 2 isn't that bad. Tin Cup, you were talking about Kevin Costner in sports movies. Tin Cup is all right.
I like it. The best part was when he goes, give me another one with the ball.
Oh, when he's at the end of the movie, and he's just
Happy
trying to take
Gilmore.
shots. Oh yeah, Happy
Golf.
Gilmore.
Golf goat.
That one's not that bad. And I was like, I really do like. I like Necessary Roughness. I don't think either one of you kids have ever seen that one.
I've heard of it. I never saw
It
it.
has Kathy Ireland in it. which is the
Dodgeball?
kicker.
Ben Stiller, Dodgeball.
Oh, Dodgeball's all right. You guys
That's
ever seen
fun.
Wildcats from the 80s? No? Where,
Nah.
like, the female becomes the head coach of the high school football team? Yeah, I mean, you know, it's 1980s stuff, so you have to
Dang.
remember they just weren't that ahead at the time. So
Yeah.
it was revolutionary then.
Yeah, no, that
But
is.
yeah, that one's a pretty good movie. There's a lot of classic sports movies out
The
there.
Longest Yard.
Longest Yard, the remake or the original?
Either one. I mean, I like both, kind of.
I like North Dallas 40. That one you probably shouldn't let the kids see, but that one's all right. We're talking about old school gritty like football movies. I
Well,
like that
hey,
one a
it's
lot,
just
though.
now 8:30, so why don't we go ahead and do Grand Endeavor home scoreboard update, and then we'll try to tune in to some of these games getting started in their second half.
Yeah, that's right. There's going to be some games that are being played to halftime, and then we have a few coming out of halftime. You have to remember, in the state of Texas, we have that 30-minute halftime, especially during district play. And let me tell you, folks, they make sure they hit those 30 minutes because both bands have to play. Actually, Steven, you know, these games haven't come out of the half just yet. I'll give you those scores once again, just in case anybody's just checking in late. I just wanted to give a double check to some additional information I have here on the side.
Brenham has blown that Cedar Creek game kind of open right now. They just went to halftime, did Cedar Creek. Brenham is on top 37-13, and so
Okay, so
Cedar Creek might get their first loss, but they'll have a lot of work to do coming out of the second half.
yeah, so Cedar Creek actually ended up holding them because that was the score for quite a while in the second quarter of play.
Yep.
And so they were able to go into the half with that score. Wow. I'm looking at some of the other scores here, and I'm just literally blown away right now with the scores that I see, Steven. Okay, let's start with Vandergrift and Vista Ridge. That one still at half, 24-0. Same with Cedar Park and Rouse at halftime, 21-0 in favor of Cedar Park and Vandergrift, respectively. Weiss ahead of Bastrop. Both Bastrop teams might be in trouble with a loss here tonight, Steven, as Weiss is ahead 27-7. You just mentioned the Brenham game where the Cubs are ahead 37-13 over Cedar Creek. That game live here on SHN Sports. This one also on SHN Sports as Eastview, the Patriots lead over Marble Falls 21-0. Pflugerville against Manor. It's the Mustangs ahead 21-10. These games getting ready to go into halftime. Cedar Ridge, Stony Point still tight 28-22. Hendrickson and Leander here on SHN Sports 24-0 in favor of the Hawks. Westwood and Round Rock, and wow, the Dragons just really pouring it on before halftime. It's 43-14 in favor of the team in maroon, the Round Rock Dragons. Georgetown and Stephenville as they get close to the half here on SHN Sports. You know, this has been a problem for Georgetown this season, Stephen. No offense, but that defense is stifling as it's still at 7-7. San Antonio, Holy Cross, St. Michael's. It's Holy Cross ahead 21-7. Westlake just blowing out Lehman. And I hate to say it, but that's kind of expected, folks. 42 to Nifa, as the PA announcer back in my high school used to say. Lake Travis ahead of Austin High, but not by a whole lot as they're entering the second quarter of play, 14-0. Hayes and Bowie still a defensive struggle. It's still 7-6. Del Valley just taking care of Aikens at the moment, 28-0. Austin Region still leads 10-2 over Wimberley. Hutto Connolly on Thursday night. Hutto won 40-27. Glenn getting the win on Thursday night as well. 21-16. Just want to make sure that we catch more of the schools now. Burnett over Sonora, 26-20 in the second quarter of play. Excuse me. Bernie and Fredericksburg were tied at 14 apiece. Fredericksburg, the Billies have taken the lead in that game, 24-14. Lavernia and Rockport Fulton. It's been Lavernia going into halftime, 28-12 in favor of them. LaGrange over Taylor, 24-14, as you just waxed poetically about the Taylor and the Ducks. Waco La Vega, last year's state champions, ahead of Midlothian Heritage, 27-7. Bandera and Crystal City, it's been Bandera in the lead, 14-7. Belleville Sweeney. Sweeney leads 11-0. All those games in the second quarter play. This game at halftime, Caldwell over Lexington, 14-0. Cuero is barely being warded in the second quarter play, 8-7. And the Geronimo Novato Giddings game, tight and exciting, 22-20 as they enter halftime. LaGrange currently ahead, as we mentioned again, 24-14. Llano and San Angelo Lakeview. It's all Llano right now at half, 31-7. Mexia, this game on the SHN Sports Network, over Madisonville at the moment, 22-14. Right here on SHN Sports in the second quarter of play. Smithsville blanking Lulian at the moment, 28-0. Austin Regents playing Wimberley tonight. They lead 10-2. Cameron Yo and Troy, and surprisingly, it's the Yeoman behind, 10-0. And we mentioned that Lago Vista Gerald game. Still no scores to update, so to speak. But last we had was that last score for Lago Vista. It was 21-10 in favor of the Vikings. Little River Academy is currently pitching the shutout against Manor New Tech, 36-0. And I stand corrected, Stephen. We just noticed that they did have the update. 28 now for Lago Vista. Gerald still sitting at 10 in the second quarter of play. Yorktown and Flatonia as the Bulldogs lead 28-0 there. Anderson Shiro against Granger. It's Anderson ahead 20-10 at halftime. And that will be our scoreboard update. Thanks to our friends over at Grand Endeavor Homes once again for the spot.
Man, that was a lot. A lot of action going on.
We're trying to become more thorough, as we progress.
Great content.
I mean, that's a lot of scores, but that's just the teams that are playing tonight. Not to mention the teams that played last night and the teams that are playing tomorrow night.
Yeah, we talked about Georgetown's defense playing well so far this season, and they might need that in tonight's game as they have only put up 13 so far.
But now that means they've taken the lead.
Nearing halftime, but yeah, only allowing 7 for Stephenville, so they hold the lead right now, 13-7, as they near halftime, I believe, over at Birkelbach.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
We're back from halftime here at Marble Falls Mustangs Stadium, where the Eastview Patriots are just about set to kick off to the Marble Falls Mustangs, leading it by a score of 21-0. We hope you enjoyed the Oak Ridge Disciple House halftime show, but it is now time for the Rob Hipp Insurance third quarter. We thank you very much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. I'm Travis Banks alongside Michael Francis, as Jose Rodriguez's kick is taken by one of the upmen by Marble Falls at about the 30-yard line and brought to nowhere really going for that play. The reception was made by Marble Falls upman Logan Potter, and he ran out of bounds. But Michael, 21-0 halftime score, and start off of the third quarter for Eastview. It's been a more defensive battle, with Eastview making a lot of offensive miscues than we've seen in the last couple of weeks.
It really has, and then making some mistakes and getting some penalties. Just is not your typical Patriot football.
First and 10 for Marble Falls from the 32-yard line, their own 32-yard line. It's a handoff to Gabriel Barker, and Barker might have lost a yard or two on that run.
I gained one. According to the marker, anyway.
Really hard to tell from our vantage point with all these players huddling up around the center and around the offensive line of Marble Falls, as on second down and 9. It's a handoff, and tackled in the backfield on the carry was Hayden Wells, and making the tackle for Eastview
Tackle by number 22
was Eric Millett.
Third down, 12.
Millett, that's a name that we haven't called a lot here lately, but in the first couple of games, he was a very, very integral part of this Patriot defense.
Indeed he was, and a number of Patriots have been making defensive plays. None more so than Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who's been all over the field tonight, as it's a pitch on 3rd and 9 for Marble Falls, and the pitch runs out of bounds. It was a pitch to Hayden Wells. He tried to get the sweep to the right side, got the edge, but couldn't quite get it to the first down marker, and he just ran out of bounds under his own power. So this sets up a 4th down, and fairly manageable for Marble Falls. Do you think they're going to go for it here, Michael, early in the third quarter?
I don't know. You're kind of deep in your own end of the field. Looks like, was there a penalty call?
Personal foul on the Patriots.
Yeah. I never saw the flag.
That might have been a hit out of bounds, a late hit.
I didn't see a hit out of bounds. I saw the runner slide, but I didn't realize he'd been hit.
1st and 10, ball on the 50. Marble Falls setting up, and it's a handoff to Barker. And Barker rushes up the middle for about a 2-yard gain, and he was brought down by Brandon Hernandez.
Stopped by number 17, Brandon Hernandez.
Well, the one thing that Patriots don't want to do is start letting Marble Falls get some momentum going. You know, they had them on the ropes there, and then they had another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That's 2 so far that they've had in this game. And Coach Feekot's definitely not happy.
So that's 2nd down and 7 for Marble Falls. And Becker, the quarterback, he throws, and he's got a man. It falls incomplete at the 35-yard line. The pass was intended for a wide open Hayden Wells. And that sets up 3rd and 7 for Marble Falls. And, boy, if that pass had been caught, that would have been 1st down and a whole lot more for Marble Falls.
Yeah, it really would have. And it would have contributed to that big mow.
It was just an underthrown pass. Hayden Wells turned a little too late and had to try to almost dive to make the catch. It ended up bouncing off of his fingertips. 3rd down and 7 now. Marble Falls. Becker now. It's another triple option, and it's given to Hayden Hoover. Hoover rushes out to the right side, can't quite get anywhere. He gains maybe 2 yards on that play, sets up about a 4th and 5 here for Marble Falls. And now they're in Patriots territory. Michael, would you go for it here?
No, I wouldn't. Eastview's defense is just, they've played really tight all night long, and I wouldn't do it.
And they are indeed going to punt the ball away. Andrew Rodriguez out to punt the ball. Nobody back to return for Eastview, and the punt is up, and it'll just bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So that will set Eastview up at their own 25-yard line for their first offensive series here of the second half in the Rob Hipp Insurance third quarter.
Well, the defense did its job, Travis. They got the offense off the field and give their offense to come back out, give them the opportunity to come back out and try to develop their own momentum here in the second half. See what adjustments they've made to pick up this defensive front for the Mustangs that have put pressure on Jackson Colson all night long.
So 1st and 10, ball on the Eastview 20-yard line. Colson in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers on each side. It's a handoff to the running back, Amarian Brooks, and Amarian Brooks is stuffed at the line by a trio of Marble Falls defenders. Making the tackle for Marble Falls was Ethan Kanka.
Stopped on the play, number 14, Ethan Kanka. Number 70, Gabe Perez.
Gabe Perez also went on that tackle. I'm sorry, Michael.
Do they not start from the 25 at the high school level?
It must be different for a punt. It's been a while since I've seen a punt touchback, and a pass by Jackson Colson is nearly tipped, but it is caught by Isaiah Quentin Jackson on a wide receiver screen, a bit of a wheel route, if you will, and Quentin Jackson just had nowhere to go on that play. It's a loss of several yards. Looks to be about 5. That'll set up 3rd and very long for the Patriots. Did you see who got the Marble Falls defender that got his hand on the ball, Michael?
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't catch his number in time because I was watching to see if Quentin Jackson was going to be able to catch it.
Looked to me like it was Carlos De La Hoya. It's 3rd down and very long here for the Patriots. Jackson Colson in the shotgun formation. It's about 3rd and 11, actually. It's not too long. But the play clock is at 5 seconds, and the Patriots have yet to take the snap. And here we go. They finally get the snap off with 1 second left. Jackson Colson just throws the pass away, and it's caught by Charles Ross at the 20. Charles Ross breaks free from some defenders, and he's got open field. Charles Ross dodges a defender, and he makes it to the 50-yard line before he's shoved out of bounds by Caleb Alexander, making it to the Marble Falls 49-yard line. So into Marble Falls territory. That play didn't look like it was going to go anywhere. Just Jackson Colson throwing the ball away. Charles Ross made the catch and was able to get a lot of yards after the catch.
Some great footwork by Charles Ross, getting it done with his feet and getting the Patriots to midfield.
1st and 10, it's a handoff to Amarian Brooks, and Brooks rushes to the right side, has a hole, gain of 2, maybe 3, and he's stuffed by another trio. I'm sorry, that was Isaiah Quentin Jackson on the carry. He's brought down by Jet Huffman. And also getting in on that tackle was Mason Neal, one of the team captains for Marble Falls.
Marion Brooks coming in for Quentin Jackson.
2nd down and 7, ball on the Marble Falls 46. Patriots come out in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers to Jackson Colson's left side. Colson takes the snap, throws to the right side. It falls incomplete. Just a miscommunication there. The pass was intended for Amarian Brooks, but Amarian Brooks took about 2 steps backwards, and Jackson Colson threw it in front of Brooks, and Brooks just didn't have enough time to run up to where the ball was being thrown.
Yeah, unfortunately, a wasted play right there by that little bit of confusion, because it definitely would have went for some positive yardage there.
We've seen this Marble Falls defense. They've been frustrating all night for the Patriots. They've been blitzing quite frequently. As on 3rd down and 7, Colson takes the snap, It drops back. He's got no one to throw it to. It's a delayed screen, and it's caught by Amarian Brooks. Brooks has some room, and Brooks gets a first down. He's brought down at the 35-yard line.
What an outstanding one-handed catch by Amarian Brooks, and brings it in, and he gets that. When he gets that head of steam up, he's hard to stop, and he was able to get some steam going and turn that into what looked like was going to be for a loss, and turns it into a first down and positive yardage.
Ben Anderson on the tackle there as it's a handoff to Amarian Brooks on 1st and 10. That's Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Isaiah Quentin Jackson spins around several Marble Falls defenders and makes it into the end zone. That was a 35-yard touchdown run for Isaiah Quentin Jackson, his 3rd touchdown of the evening, Michael.
I know. It gets confusing with their numbers because Brooks is 14 and Quentin Jackson is 24. And so you see that 4 when they're going to the south, that 4 is towards us. And so it's hard to distinguish between those two at times.
27-0 pending the PAT. Jose Rodriguez's kick is up, and it is good. So just like that, 6:28 to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance 3rd quarter, and the Patriots take a commanding 4-touchdown lead. They lead at 28-0 over Marble Falls. We'll take a brief commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll have more exciting action after this. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at georgetownshirtcompany.com.
Rodriguez to kick for the Patriots. Anderson back deep.
Back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium, where the Patriots have just taken a commanding 28-0 lead over the Marble Falls Mustangs. 6:28 to go here in the 3rd quarter. I'm Travis Banks alongside Michael Francis. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Jose Rodriguez's kickoff is very high and taken by one of the upmen of Marble Falls, and that upman returns it to the 40-yard line. That was on the reception, Logan Potter. And Jesse Gutierrez making the tackle there for Eastview sets up Marble Falls with a 1st and 10 with pretty decent field position here, Michael.
That's probably one of the better starts for the Mustangs. Yeah, definitely one of the better starts for the Mustangs.
As on 1st and 10, it's a handoff to the right side for a first down and a whole lot more. On the carry is Jet Huffman.
Number 6, Caleb Alexander with the carry.
I'm sorry, that was Caleb Alexander. And Eric Milley is the Patriot who made the tackle there.
Picks up a very needed first down and actually gets them into Patriot territory.
It's been very rare that Marble Falls has been able to make it into Patriot territory tonight, as on 1st and 10, it's just stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. That was Caleb Alexander yet again on the carry. And making the tackle for the Patriots on that play was
Bring up 2nd down 11.
Caleb Salmons. Brings up 2nd down and 11 for Marble Falls. And it's another tackle for a loss on this carry. This time getting the carry for Marble Falls, Hayden Wells.
Hayden Wells with the carry. Stop by number 5,
He was brought down by Jordan Oswald. So the Patriots defense doing work again. The ball is now at the 50-yard line. So, Michael, you mentioned that Marble Falls makes it into Patriot territory, and now they're just in the middle. They're not quite in Patriot territory
actually,
anymore.
Actually, they're just a skosh on their side of the field now, as the ball rests at the inside of the 50.
They'll make it 3rd down and 15, and Becker, the quarterback, rolls back. He's under pressure. He throws, caught, complete for Warren Couplet, making the catch at the 40-yard line. Not quite enough for the first down, however. Jake Becker.
9-yard gain.
Gosh, Jake Becker just kind of, he was running for his life there. I mean, he had about 4 Patriot defenders in his face and able to make the catch, but not enough for the first down. And now with the Marble Falls back in Patriot territory, they are going to go for it here on 4th down. Jake Becker sends a man in motion, and the play is blown dead before anything can happen.
Yeah,
and
Marble Falls calls timeout. I mean, that's 6 yards. That's 6 tough yards you got to get against this Patriots defense that has just stuffed you all night long in the ground game. So they're going to rethink this before they opt to go with a run or try to go with another pass. I think he's only had 3 completions on the night so far.
Well, you got to remember Marble Falls did attempt a fake punt earlier in the first half, and even though they didn't get the first down there, they did gain a significant amount of yardage on that fake punt. So you got to think Coach Feacock is expecting the fake there, especially on a 4th and 6. They gained well more than 6 yards on that last fake punt. Coach Feacock that was Marble Falls using the timeout there, but still it gives Coach Feacock an opportunity to talk things over with his team and kind of get them prepared for anything.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure he's telling his guys, okay, you got to stay at home. Don't buy into any type of fake that they may try to go with here. Stay at home, play your position, and let's get this ball turnover on downs, and let's take it back for another score.
4th down and 6. Becker, the quarterback, under center. He takes the snap, and he drops back, and he throws over the middle. He's got his man wide open to the 5. Touchdown, Marble Falls, making the catch for Marble Falls and the touchdown. It was Warren Colpin. Warren Colpin with about a 46-yard touchdown catch for Marble Falls, and they break the shutout. Wow, what a play.
Yeah, that's exactly what Georgetown Eastview did not need to happen. You don't want to give this team momentum. You got to shut the door. And the PAT blocked by Eastview as Isaiah Quentin Jackson tips it and blocks the kick. Well, that'll make the score 28-6 Eastview with 3:39 left in the Rob Hipp Insurance third quarter.
Indeed. And so Eastview ends the shutout on their home field. And interestingly enough, Michael, this is Eastview's, or I should say Marble Falls, I'm sorry. They were shut out in their first game. They've scored 6 points in Game 2 and 7 points in Game 3. So only 19 points this entire season now after just scoring their 6 points here. So it's an offense that, as we were kind of talking about this at halftime, Michael, it's an offense that, they primarily run on the ground, and if the run game is being stopped, then it doesn't allow for a lot of scores.
Right.
And it's not designed to be a come from behind offense either.
Well, the thing about it is you keep pounding the rock on the ground, and it's going to open up the passing game because they're going to expect that you're going to run the ball nearly every down. And indeed, that's what Marble Falls has done up until that point. And then they found a wide open man on the slant, and he takes it to the house.
Out to kick the kickoff for Marble Falls is the kicker Logan Barnes. Back to return for Eastview, Isaiah Quentin Jackson and Charles Ross. The kick is up, and it will be taken by Ross at about the 20-yard line, and Ross makes it to the 30 before being brought down by Marble Falls defender Sebastian Camacho.
Brought down by number 57, Sebastian Camacho.
And now it'll be 1st and 10 Eastview as their lead has been cut from 4 touchdowns to only 3.
Well, you got to come back out and do what you do, and that's play Eastview Patriot football, and don't let them take you off your game. They did that in the first half because they kept Colson off balance, making him throw earlier than he wanted to throw. And so they got to come out here and play some Eastview Patriot football.
It's 1st and 10, ball on the 33-yard line. It is a hand off to Amarian Brooks. Amarian Brooks makes it to the 40-yard line before being brought down by Marble Falls defender Caleb Alexander. And that's going to be a decent gain.
And pickup of 8.
So that'll make it 2nd down and 2. As Eastview continuing to just move along here. Patriots taking their time getting set up. Now the play clock starts. Jackson Colson takes the snap, and it's another handoff to Brooks, and Brooks rushes up the middle and almost makes it to the 50. He picks up a 1st down and a whole lot more. He's tackled by a duo of defenders for Marble Falls. Gabe Perez being one of those tacklers, and Ben Anderson being the other. And it's a 1st down, Eastview. Jackson Colson now takes the snap from the pistol formation. It's another handoff to Amarian Brooks, who rushes up the middle. He has a huge hole. He almost breaks free of a defender. He does pick up the 1st down, makes it to the Marble Falls 40, and after laying down, he'll probably be marked down about the 38-yard line. Ben Anderson on the tackle there, and Eastview is in hurry-up offense mode. 1st and 10 again. Eastview, it's another handoff to Brooks. Brooks up the middle again, has a huge hole, and gets a 1st down again. Brought down again by Ben Anderson.
That's 36 yards gained by Brooks just in 3 plays.
Sebastian Camacho.
And now here is Jackson Colson. It's a play-action pass. It's thrown, caught by Michael Sedgwick on the left side. Michael Sedgwick dodges the defender and is able to get to the 1st down marker before being brought down. He was brought down by Marble Falls defender Zach Hill. And now it'll be 1st down again for Eastview. And the Patriots, another throw to Jackson Colson over the middle to the slot receiver. Who made that catch? I believe it was Jerry Barron, and it was Jerry Barron for a short gain of about 5 yards.
Stopped by number 11, Ben Anderson.
Ben Anderson on the tackle there, and that brings up 2nd down for Eastview. And Eastview, it's a hand off to no, that is Amarian Brooks. I wanted to say Isaiah Quentin Jackson, but wow, Amarian Brooks rushing up the middle on 2nd down and completely untouched. Great blocking by the Patriots offensive line at 6 more points, Patriots.
Hell, the Patriots playing Patriot football right there. They just dominated Marble Falls with power running and then some smart little passing from Jackson Colson.
About a 17-yard run. And Amarian Brooks' 1st touchdown of the evening, oddly enough. As Jose Rodriguez comes out to attempt the PAT, it bounces off the left post and is no good. So that will allow the score to remain 34-6 here in the Rob Hipp Insurance 3rd quarter. A minute 43 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll go ahead and take this brief commercial break. Eastview leads at 34-6 over Marble Falls. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at georgetownshirtcompany.com.
We're back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium, where the Patriots have just taken a 34-6 lead over the Marble Falls Mustangs. And Jose Rodriguez's kickoff is up, taken by one of the upmen at the 25-yard line, and that is Logan Potter. And Potter makes it to the 35-yard line, so about a 10-yard return.
Yes, to the 37.
Tackled by number 21, Jay Butler.
That's where they'll spot the ball.
Jay Butler on the tackle for the Patriots, and that'll set up another 1st and 10 for the Mustangs here. They've got some decent field position. They made it into Patriot territory on their last drive before failing to convert on 4th down. And now they'll go for it again with about 90 seconds remaining here in the Rob Hip Insurance 3rd quarter. As on 1st and 10, it is a handoff to...
Got to be a penalty, and that's probably going to be a face mask. They ripped his helmet off.
Yeah, Gabriel Barker on the carry there. He was tackled by Luke Brown.
Personal foul, face mask on the Patriots.
That'll be a 15-yard variety penalty and a 1st down and into Patriot territory for the Mustangs.
So Marble Falls just barely into into Patriot territory, I should say, at the 48-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Becker hands off to one of the Haydens. It's Hayden Wells. Wells rushes up the middle and gains 2, maybe 3 yards, and he's brought down in quite spectacular fashion by Roland Hines. That brings up 2nd down and 7. And on 2nd down, it's another handoff to Wells, and Wells sweeps out to the left side. He has a 1st down and a whole lot more before being rushed out of bounds on the coverage there for the Patriots is Eric Malit, and he was the one who kind of prevented Wells from getting any additional yardage. But now Marble Falls' offense is on a roll. I'm sorry, it wasn't a turnover on downs. Marble Falls' last possession, they scored a touchdown. Getting my drives mixed up here. It's been quite several 4th down attempts by Marble Falls tonight. And now on 1st and 10, Becker, the quarterback, throws towards Hayden Wells, but it falls incomplete. Nowhere in the vicinity. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he threw that way over Wells' head and had no opportunity to make that catch. Becker rolling right and just couldn't deliver.
Clock will stop with 40 seconds remaining here in the Rob Hip Insurance 3rd quarter. Second and 10, ball on the 31-yard line. Marble Falls now. Becker under center. He sends Hayden Wells in motion from left to right, and it is a handoff to Wells. Wells tries to sweep around the edge on the right side. Can't quite get it, and he is brought down by 2 of the Patriots defenders. He was tackled by Justin Nazer. So that brings up 3rd down and 11. Loss of 1 on that carry for Marble Falls. And Becker now again in the wishbone formation. It's a triple option. It's a handoff. It is taken by Lance Poling, who rushes out to the right side, picks up a 1st down, and is knocked out of bounds by Jose Rodriguez.
Yeah, another jet sweep, and the jet sweep has been relatively successful for the Mustangs tonight.
First down.
So Marble Falls picks up another first down, as that will do it for the Rob Hipp Insurance third quarter.
That brings it in to third quarter play.
We'll go ahead and take a brief commercial break, and we'll have the thrilling conclusion of this game here in just a few moments. Stay tuned. Patriots lead it 34-6 over Marble Falls. You're watching Eastview Patriot football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home or land in the Georgetown area, call Glenn Patterson Realtor. As a third-generation resident of Williamson County, his knowledge will assure you will receive the best price for your purchase or sell. Don't wait. Contact Glenn today at PattersonPropertiesTX.com. If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
We're back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium for the start of the Rob Hipp Insurance fourth quarter, with the Patriots currently lead at 34-6 over the Marble Falls Mustangs. And on first and 10, it's a handoff to Hayden Wells to the left side. A very late flag comes out and tackled by Roland Hines. We'll see what this flag is all about, Michael.
Yeah, I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct by one of the two sides.
Well, if you're just tuning in, Patriots dominated the first half, led it 21-0 at halftime, but Marble Falls has been making a run. They scored on a touchdown, a 46-yard pass to Warren Colpin from the quarterback Becker towards the end of the third quarter here, and Marble Falls is once again driving. However, they just got a 15-yard penalty tacked on, so it'll be a little more difficult here.
Definitely not where you wanted to be, with it being 1st and 25. Playing behind the chains. Actually, second down, because that was a loss of, or not a loss of a play, but it happened after the play.
Yeah, the scoreboard has it right. The chains have not yet updated. Now they say second down. So Jake Becker now under center for Marble Falls. Two receivers on his right side. He's going to drop back and throw, overthrown, and nowhere in the vicinity. The pass intended for Dakota Granados. I'm sorry, that was Warren Colpin. Pass was intended for. And on the coverage there was Michael Sedgwick, although the ball wouldn't have hit anybody there.
No.
That'll be third down and very, very long, 26 yards.
Try to do the timing route on the fade and just lofted it way too high.
Well, that's what happens when a team that rarely passes attempts a pass.
Ball, it was a miscue on the snap. Ball's on the ground. Not sure who recovered it.
Looked like Marble Falls was able to maintain possession. Jake Becker fell on it. I don't see anything indicating a loss of yardage, so that brings up fourth down and 26. So
it was on the snap, and he was under center, so it was right there.
That is the one good thing about having your team under center. Marble Falls is going to go for it here on fourth down and 26. Becker under center. Takes the ball, drops back, throws to his right side, nearly intercepted. The pass was intended for Hayden Wells on a slant, and he overthrew Wells. Michael Sedgwick nearly had the interception, but it flew through Sedgwick's hands, and that's a turnover on downs, Eastview ball.
Well, at that point, you want to tell your DBs, hey, we don't want an interception here. It's fourth down. We want the ball back where it's located here. So let's knock it down, and let's get our offense back on the field.
That was a rocket of a throw by Becker as well. I mean, even know if Sedgwick or Wells would have been able to make that catch even.
Well, they're trying to work the slant. That's what scored the touchdown for them earlier.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10 from Eastview's own 35-yard line. Jackson Colson now in the pistol formation. He hands the ball off to Amarian Brooks. Amarian Brooks spins around a defender and is able to get 4 or 5, maybe 6 yards. He's brought down at the 40-yard line by several Marble Falls defenders. Who got the tackle in on there? I believe that was Anderson.
Number 11, I believe.
Ben Anderson, yes.
My hat's off to Marion Brooks on that play. He turned nothing into something because they was stopped back behind the line. He spun out of the tackle and was able to take it about 5.5 yards up the field.
2nd down and 5 for the Patriots. It's another handoff to Brooks up the middle. Brooks, as a flag pops out, crosses the 50-yard line and is finally brought down at about the Marble Falls 45 by Caleb Alexander. And we'll see what this flag is about. It's all the way back at about the line of scrimmage.
I think it may be a chop block.
It is indeed a chop block on Eastview, so that'll bring them back. Basically negate another great run by Amarian Brooks. And, boy, Amarian Brooks has just worn out this Marble Falls defense here in the second half.
Tell you what, between him and Isaiah Quentin Jackson, they have really tore up this Mustang defense.
If that's a 20-yard penalty or a 15-yard penalty, that's going to make it 2nd down and 20. And indeed it is. So 2nd down and 20, the ball will be spotted on the Eastview 25-yard line.
Yeah, Coach Feacock is going to like that. That's 45 yards in those types of penalties for.
As Colson takes the snap, throws over the middle, but the pass falls incomplete, intended for Jacob Martin. And it was just a tad bit overthrown. If Martin had been able to make that catch, he probably would have been gone as he was behind the coverage there.
There is a flag on the play. I thought that he may have been some defensive holding.
Now the flag is at the 36-yard line.
Indication is pass interference on the Mustangs.
It is pass interference.
So doesn't that usually result in an automatic first down? And indeed it does.
So, wow, we go from 2nd and 20 to a penalty, making it a first down. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the Eastview 35-yard line. Shotgun formation for Colson. He's got 2 receivers on his left side. Those receivers are Jerry Barron and Michael Sedgwick. Colson calling an audible. Colson takes the snap, drops back, immediately throws to the right side. Intended for Charles Ross, falls incomplete. Ben Anderson on the coverage there, and there might have been a little helmet-to-helmet contact there, and Charles Ross is, he was limping for a second there.
Tell you what, Ben Anderson has been all over the field for the Mustangs tonight. You hear his name nearly every play.
That's one of the reasons why Ben Anderson is one of the team captains for this Marble Falls team. And that makes it 2nd and 10 Eastview, ball on the 35-yard line. Colson now sends the tight end in motion to pick up an extra block. It's a handoff to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who sweeps out to the right side, picks up a first down, and a whole lot more. He crosses the 50 before being brought down. Isaiah Quentin Jackson brought down this time by Gabe Perez. And so that's a first down. The ball will be spotted at the Marble Falls 47-yard line. So another great run by this two-headed monster, Eastview's running back, as on 1st and 10, the play is blown dead now. And that was a timeout for Marble Falls. So we'll go ahead and take this timeout with them, and we'll be back for the rest of this game. 9:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Rob Hipp Insurance fourth quarter. Patriots lead it 34-6. We'll be right back after this.
Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home.
Back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium following the timeout. It is 1st and 10. Ball on Eastview's own the Marble Falls 47-yard line, I should say. Eastview ball. Jackson Colson now following the timeout. Drops back, throws to Michael Sedgwick. Caught at the 35-yard line. Michael Sedgwick breaks free. Dodges a couple of defenders and into the end zone. Michael Sedgwick, a 47-yard touchdown catch.
And no flag.
Michael Sedgwick getting his first touchdown grab of the game, and it was a simple slant route, Michael.
Outstanding play. You and I were discussing just during that break, that Eastview has been running the ball and slashing that Mustang defense, and it's going to open the game up for Colson and the Patriots passing game. And lo and behold, they come back from the break and throw a touchdown strike.
Jose Rodriguez, he missed his last PAT attempt, but he's not going to miss this one. It is up and it is good. So with that, Eastview leads at 41-6, 9:28 remaining here in the Rob Hipp Insurance fourth quarter. We'll take another brief commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll have more exciting football action here. You're watching Eastview Patriot football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
We're back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium, where the Patriots have just taken a commanding 41-6 lead over the Marble Falls Mustangs following a 47-yard touchdown throw from Jackson Colson to Michael Sedgwick. I'm Travis Banks alongside Michael Francis. As always, we thank you for tuning in tonight. As Jose Rodriguez's kick is up and taken at the 15-yard line, and the returner is Keaton Rodriguez. He makes it to the 15-yard line before kind of slipping and being knocked down by the Patriots' Thomas Thornburg. So now Marble Falls, this score is kind of starting to emulate the rest of their games from this season, as they lost to Canyon Lake week 1 by a score of 7-0. They lost to Burnett 3 weeks ago on September 6th by a score of 41-6, the current score. And 2 weeks ago, their last home game, they lost to Navarro by a score of 33-7. So they're averaging about a touchdown a game and giving up far more than that. 1st and 10, Jake Becker hands the ball off, and rushing to the left side, making it to about the 30-yard line, is Lance Poling. And he is brought down by Patriots defensive lineman that looks like Eric Malit.
4-yard gain, 2nd down, 6 for the Mustangs.
Brings up 2nd down and 6 for the Mustangs, a gain of 4. And now Becker takes the snap, and he's got it. Pressure. Becker throws, and it is caught at the 43-yard line.
He said it's incomplete.
Incomplete. Okay, the crowd was cheering, and it looks like he made the catch. It was a desperation throw to Martin Orozco. And the pass does fall incomplete, so that's sets up 3rd down and 6. Wow, but what a throw by Becker.
Yeah, what a great job by Eastview actually getting a hand on it and tipping it. Outstanding effort by the receiver. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to control it on his way down, and it hit the ground before he could get it in his hands completely.
It was Michael Sedgwick who was getting the pressure on Becker on that last play and forced him to make that throw. 3rd down and 6 now. A couple of men in motion for Marble Falls, and tackled in the backfield is Jake Becker. A great
flag on the play. You're starting to see frustration come through here, so it's probably going to be another unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, and Luke Brown was the
personal foul.
Patriot making the tackle on that play. Penalty has been declined. And we don't have much of a crowd mic output here at
I didn't
Mustang
notice
Stadium.
the call. Did you see what the penalty was called?
Well, it was declined, so I believe it was called on Marble Falls. And it is indeed, because it's going to change to 4th down, and that loss is going to stand. I just didn't see what the call was.
Yeah, I missed the call.
Not quite clear, but it was on Marble Falls. Eastview decided to decline, so that'll keep it at 4th and 6, and now they are going to
See,
move
it
the
wasn't
chains
an
back.
option. That was my thought the whole time. It wasn't an option. It was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So they moved the ball back 15 yards, and that's an automatic penalty. That's not one because it took place after the play. So it wasn't a loss of down. It's just it didn't revert back to the previous down.
And Marble Falls is going to punt the ball away. Logan Barnes out to punt. Isaiah Quentin Jackson back deep to return. He's not going to have a chance as the ball will take a one Mustang bounce and stop rolling at about the Eastview 40-yard line. And Isaiah Quentin Jackson not even going to bother returning. He was basically on the opposite side of the field of where the ball was punted to. But nevertheless, Eastview will now have really good field position here.
Well, it's unfortunate that you're starting to see the frustration work its way into the game from Marble Falls, and they have 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties that have come back to haunt them for some big yardage.
8:11 to go here in the ball game. As the Patriots line up in a new formation, Jackson Colson ends up handing the ball off to Amarian Brooks, who rushes up the middle and gain a short gain, 2, maybe 3 yards, and who else but Ben Anderson on the tackle again for Marble Falls.
I'll tell you what, that guy has been all over the place tonight. You talk about a ball hawk. He's playing safety for the Mustangs, and that guy is everywhere.
2-yard gain by Brooks on 2nd down. Jackson Colson, it's another handoff to Amarian Brooks, and Brooks is stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be brought down by Gabe Perez, who is another defender we have been calling all night long, Michael.
Well, you got to put your shoulders down and go forward. He went through the line standing straight up, and typically against a good, strong defensive lineman, you're not going to get through there going straight up.
That'll set up 3rd down and 8 for the Patriots. And this is a pretty big 3rd down with just over 7 minutes remaining here in the Rob Hip Insurance 4th quarter. Colson takes the snap, hands off to Isaiah Quentin Jackson, who has a huge hole. Quentin Jackson crosses the 50 and is brought down just shy of the 40-yard line by who else but Ben Anderson. And also joining in on Ben Anderson was Zach Hill. But that's nevertheless, it's a 1st down after a great run for the Patriots.
Little fresh speed in there. That's one thing that Quentin Jackson brings. He's got some quick feet and some good speed.
Colson on 1st down hands the ball off to Quentin Jackson yet again, and Quentin Jackson makes it to the 40-yard line and is brought down, stuffed by Lance Long. And Jackson Colson heads towards the sideline. Interesting. The new quarterback is in. That is Jace Petty. And now Petty taking control of the play calling. Petty takes the snap, and it's a simple handoff to Amarian Brooks on a read option play. Brooks barrels his way to the first down line, and I do believe he did pick up that first down. He was brought down by Ethan Kanka, and it will indeed move the chains. A rather sudden way. I'm wondering if Jackson Colson might have been hurt on that play. Either way, it's another handoff to Amarian Brooks on first down. Brooks picks up a huge hole and barrels his way towards the first down line, and he's brought down by Ben Anderson yet again. Not quite enough for the first down, but a solid 9-yard gain.
Eastview just controlling the clock right now. They're putting it on the ground and just running the clock.
They're ready to make that long drive back to Georgetown as it's another handoff to Brooks. He strolls over to the right side just a bit and picks up the first down and a few yards more, so it'll move the chains. Eastview not really looking to run up the score tonight. But as you said, Michael, they're going to run the clock down as much as possible.
In no hurry to really get the play off. Of course, Petty, he wants to get as many plays in as he can.
Well, Isaiah Quentin Jackson back in at running back, and he takes the handoff and dodges a couple of defenders, and he heads towards the end zone to the 5 and finally pushed out of bounds at about the 3-yard line by Martin Orozco.
Stopped by number 14, Ethan Kanka. We'll bring up first and goal.
And now that's a first and goal from the 5-yard line.
From the 5.
As the Patriots now, Jace Petty, Amarian Brooks back in at running back. It's a handoff to Brooks, and he can't quite make it into the end zone. He does make it to the 2-yard line is where he'll be marked down. So
it looks closer to the 1.
The scoreboard says he's at the 1, so we'll go off of that. Second and goal from the 1-yard line now. Jace Petty still in at quarterback from the shotgun formation, and there's a timeout called. Looks like it's
Marble Falls.
It's Marble Falls calling the timeout. Okay. So we'll go ahead and take this timeout with them. 4:28 remaining here in the Rob Hipp Insurance fourth quarter. Patriots lead at 41-6, and they look like they're about to score again. We'll be right back to see if they can right after this.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
We're back here at Marble Falls Mustangs Stadium where 4:28 remaining here in the ball game, and the Patriots are knocking on the door yet again. Second and goal from the 1-yard line. Jace Petty in at quarterback, and it's a handoff to Amarian Brooks, and Brooks is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage by several Marble Falls defenders, and getting in on that tackle was Logan Potter. So a loss of yardage for Eastview sets up third and goal from the 5. And now we'll see if what the Patriots want to do. Jace Petty now in the shotgun formation. Isaiah Quentin Jackson in at running back to his right side. Michael Sedgwick in at wide receiver on the left. And wide receiver to the right is Peyton Adams. Petty calling inaudible. 5 seconds left to go on the play clock. They got to get the snap off, and they do. It's a handoff and stuffed immediately at the line of scrimmage is Isaiah Quentin Jackson. On the tackle there was Martin Orozco.
Defensive line getting outstanding penetration where the Patriots' offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage dominantly this second half. Making some changes. They're going to bring in the field goal unit.
So Jose Rodriguez will be out to attempt this 23-yard field goal. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the ball game. The kick is up, and it's good. 23-yard field goal by Jose Rodriguez increases Eastview's lead to 44-6 here. And we'll take what could potentially be our final commercial break of the evening. Patriots lead at 44-6 over the Marble Falls Mustangs. 2:48 to go in the ball game. We'll be right back after this.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
Back here at Mustang Stadium in Marble Falls, Texas, where the Patriots have just taken a commanding 44-6 lead over the Marble Falls Mustangs. 2:48 to go here in the ball game, following a 23-yard field goal from Jose Rodriguez. I'm Travis Banks alongside Michael Francis. We thank you very much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Jose Rodriguez's kickoff is kicked, and the fair catch is made at the 25-yard line by Marble Falls player Hunter Bradshaw. So that'll make it 1st and 10 from Marble Falls' own 25-yard line.
Yeah, you got to finish strong, and you want to come out here and you want to play respectable football and not let frustration get the best of you. Eastview just needs to come out here and play their D. I think they're going to bring in some substitutes and give them the opportunity to get some experience in.
Yeah, and Jackson Colson, his night is done, as it's his 4th game in a row without any turnovers, as Marble Falls hands the ball off to, that was Lance Poling on the carry.
Becker on the keeper.
I'm sorry, quarterback keeper by Jake Becker. Again, it's been hard for me all night to kind of tell who is getting the ball because of this wishbone formation. And it's a handoff this time to the right side, a sweep, a carry by Logan Potter, and Potter gets a 1st down.
That's going to be a face mask by Seth Kirkland.
Jesse Gutierrez making the tackle on that play for Eastview, but it should be, as you said, Michael, a 1st down for Marble Falls, as it would have been without the penalty as well.
Yeah, he grabbed a hold of it. It was there was no hiding it. The official was right there. He grabs a hold of the face mask and kind of jerks his head back to his shoulder.
So 1st and 10 ball on the Patriots' 46-yard line. So Marble Falls enters Eastview territory. Becker, looks to throw, and the pass is caught on the right side by Hayden Wells, but the play is blown dead.
His knee was on the ground when he made the catch.
Okay.
So that's automatically where it stops.
It was a bit of a screen pass, a loss of 2 yards, brings up 2nd down for Marble Falls, and now Marble Falls, they just have nothing doing on that play, as it looked like they were trying to hand the ball off to Hayden Wells. And
it's a fumble and a turnover. Eastview recovers.
It looked to me like
number 26.
That's
Ryan Adams with the fumble recovery.
So that by my count, that would be the third turnover of the game for Eastview.
Yeah.
And so they're +3 tonight in the turnover margin. They've done very well when it comes to turnovers this season. Again, Jackson Colson, he'll have his 4th game in a row with no turnovers. I hope I'm not jinxing him. I'm knocking on wood up here in the press box, but
right.
It's been a heck of a season so far for this Patriots offense.
Well, on this possession, just look for the Patriots to keep it on the ground and run the clock out.
Yeah, with 1:32 remaining in the ball game. Oh yeah, and it's going to be victory formation. That's Jackson Colson back into the game at quarterback, and I think he's coming back in just because you don't want to risk someone as young as Jace Petty risking a turnover here in the victory formation.
So they're just pretty much just going to let the clock run down, the play clock run down and snap it and keep going. You got 17 seconds left on the play clock. They're just going to let it run. You'll see them get down within 10 seconds.
So the Patriots with a win here tonight, as now there is about a 11-second difference between the play clock and the game clock on 3rd down. Patriots will get one more kneel down, and Patriots will move to 4-0, remaining undefeated. They'll be 1-0 in district play, more importantly, and they continue to roll on as they'll return home next week to play Brenham. And the final kneel down is away, and the Patriots will celebrate here in Marble Falls. Michael, would it be safe to say they're going to go to Bluebonnet Cafe and have a piece of pie?
Man, that would be nice. I've never eaten there. I've heard plenty of good things about their pie, but I haven't ever eaten there.
I've never had a chance either. We don't get to come out this way very often for any broadcast with SHN Sports. Hopefully that will change pretty soon as the clock strikes 0 and your official final, Eastview 44, Marble Falls 6, as the players meet at midfield to shake hands. Just to finish a couple of thoughts, Marble Falls drops to 0-4, and they will be on the road next week. They will be playing on the road at Elgin next week, actually. So that will be a huge game for both teams because Elgin lost last night to Glenn by a score of 21-16. So that'll be a battle of two teams just desperate for a win. Not so much in turn. Well, Elgin 1-3. Marble Falls just looking for any sort of win, period. Whereas Eastview will return home to play Brenham in another revenge game from last year's just massive defensive meltdown, where the Patriots had a huge lead at halftime and ended up losing the game. I believe it was 31-7 at halftime. I'll have to go back and listen to that game, but they ended up only scoring 3 points in the entire second half and lost to Brenham by a score of 35-34 at the very last second. So Eastview will be out for revenge next week, and Coach Fekoch, I think that's going to have to be his biggest thing to work on with his team in practice over the next week is you can't think about last year's game. You can't think about last year's meltdown. This is this year. This is a completely different team. You're 4-0, and you're looking to go 5-0.
Well, they've done an outstanding job of keeping their focus and keeping the field, keeping their mind up with what's going on the field. And it's just great to see these guys. They make the right adjustments. You know, they see the first half. You know, they can't seem to keep the blitz off of Jackson Colson and putting all that kind of pressure on him. So what do they do in the second half? They come out and they control the ground game. What does that do? That opens up the passing game. And you saw that with the pass from Colson to Sedgwick that goes all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, it was quite a night for scoring for the Patriots. Just to recap this game a little bit, it all started out, it was a bit of a slow start for Eastview's offense. Later on in the first quarter, Isaiah Quentin Jackson had that 75-yard touchdown punt return. and that opened up the scoring for Eastview. It was 7-0 at that point. Marble Falls fumbled on the ensuing kickoff. Eastview recovered, and that led to a Jackson Colson touchdown on a quarterback sneak. It was 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Isaiah Quentin Jackson had another short run early on in the second quarter, and that was about it for scoring in the first half. Eastview got off to a slow start. They were only up 21-0, but Marble Falls started blitzing on nearly every play. They sacked Jackson Colson twice towards the end of the second quarter, and the quarter ended up Marble Falls was driving, but Isaiah Quentin Jackson on defense able to sack Marble Falls quarterback Jake Becker. Game went to halftime, and when he came back, Isaiah Quentin Jackson spun around pretty much the entire defense for a 35-yard touchdown run, made the game 28-0. Marble Falls, then they finally got on the board, ended that shutout, made it 28-6 after that 46-yard touchdown throw from Becker to Colpin. The Marble Falls missed the PAT. It was blocked, actually, by, I believe it was Isaiah Quentin Jackson again. Right. Spoiler alert for who I think we're going to nominate for our MVP this week. And after that, it was just all Eastview yet again. Marion Brooks running it in for a touchdown from 17 yards out, his only touchdown of the game. And then Michael Sedgwick had that 47-yard catch from Jackson Colson in the fourth quarter as well. And then we capped it all off with Jose Rodriguez's 23-yard field goal, making your final score Eastview 44, Marble Falls 6. Michael, any final thoughts real quick?
Well, roll on, Patriots, roll on. Here's the final score, district score, out of Bastrop. Weiss 34, Bastrop 7.
What a turnaround for that Weiss Wolves team, because they were winless last year. Their first year as a varsity program, and now they're just picking up wins left and right. That's going to be a tough game for Eastview. That's not for a couple of more weeks, but that's going to be a Thursday night game in Pflugerville.
Well, there's another district score right now going on, and this was a score from 11 minutes ago with 10:30 left in the fourth quarter, so they're probably getting somewhat close to a final. Brenham 44, Cedar Creek 13. That one surprises me right there. As strong as Cedar Creek has been in their non-district against some good quality teams, and they come out here tonight, and Brenham is just really taking care of business up on top of Cedar Creek 44-13.
Well, Brenham, remember, they got off to a slow start last season, but they ultimately, like Eastview, were co-champions of this district. So It's not going to be a gimme game next week at Birkelbach Stadium. It's going to be a pretty tough test for the Patriots. Now, they've come out on top so far, but it's going to be an interesting game, and I really think everyone's going to be wanting to be tuning into that game next week.
I think they're definitely going to be in the mix. So you're probably looking at your top four teams in the district right now as Eastview, Brenham, Cedar Creek, and Weiss. And Bastrop's still got to be in there. But they took it on the chin, 34-7. So either Weiss came out with some new schemes tonight, and Bastrop was not prepared and didn't see them. You just got to wonder, what happened with that, and hopefully with Cedar Creek, as part of our SHN broadcast network, that maybe it's just an off game for them. So be interesting to see some other scores that are going on in the area. Cedar Park 55, Rouse 7. That one's in the fourth quarter. Westlake 52, Lehman 0. That one in the fourth quarter. Henderson 44-0 over Leander in the fourth quarter. Final, Vandergrift 31, Vista Ridge 12. I thought that would be a much closer game tonight. So I'm kind of surprised that Vandergrift really took that bigger control over it. Another surprise score, Bowie 27, Hayes 21. Hayes really has been a strong team through the non-district schedule, and now that they're in the district, and they've handled their district play so far very well, but they're facing a juggernaut tonight in Bowie, and Bowie without their star quarterback, Trinidad Sanders, unfortunately. Del Valley 34, Aikens 6. Del Valley just scored, and it's up 40-6. Regents 31, Wimberley 8. Hayes has come back. An updated score from that game. They're up 28-27 over Bowie with 8 minutes left in the third quarter. So got a tough game going on there. Updated score from Westlake 52-7 over Lehman. Stephenville 21, Georgetown 13 at the start of the fourth quarter. That was kind of surprising right there. I really thought Georgetown was going to knock Stephenville off this season, but there's still a whole quarter of action left in that game. Lake Travis 56-0 in the third quarter over Austin High. Round Rock 67, Westwood 14. Now that one's kind of surprising to me, Travis, because we've seen R.J. Martinez and the Westwood Warriors, and of course Eastview ended up beating them in overtime in that game. But R.J. Martinez leads the area in passing right now. He's an outstanding quarterback, and Round Rock is just taking care of business. They're in the fourth quarter. So that will do it for the scores. And a happy score here tonight for your Georgetown Eastview Patriots, 44-6 over the Marble Falls Mustangs. And just a great game coming off of a bye week. Showed a little rust on the start of the game, getting into district play, and they had a string of scoring on their first possessions for the past 3 games, and come in tonight, and Marble Falls able to get Georgetown off the field with their first possession.
When you think about it, it really is all uphill from here for Eastview, as they've gotten their quote-unquote easy game out of the way with the winless Marble Falls, and every game is going to be a struggle. You talk about these top 4 teams, Michael, and these playoff berths are going to have to be earned in this district. There's a lot of parity and a lot of really good teams playing some really good football at this time, and it's just going to depend on, who shows up week to week, who makes the big plays, and who gives up those big plays as well.
Well, the thing that you can easily see in this district is that this district could end up with another split championship again. Hopefully, for Eastview, you don't want that. You want to win the district outright. I think Coach Feetkoch has the tools to be able to do that. He showed some resiliency on the defense tonight to shut down the run. Their defensive secondary and the passing game has shown that there can be a little lackluster at times. Westwood hit them in the flats and slants and just shredded the Georgetown secondary or the Eastview secondary all night long. Marble Falls showed some success with a slant tonight. That's how they scored their lone touchdown, and so you're really going to have to strengthen up that secondary going to Brenham at Birkelbach Field next week.
I think it's safe to say Isaiah Quentin Jackson is our player of the game because he was just firing on all cylinders on all sides of the ball.
I think that's a real safe play. Again, you got to look at Marion Brooks. I mean, the guy just runs so hard. Both Quentin Jackson and Brooks, they run vertical. You're not gaining yardage if you're running horizontal sideline to sideline. I know if you're trying to beat the edge, but I think Brooks knows that he doesn't necessarily have the speed to get around the corner, but if he can get his feet turned upfield and lower his shoulder, he's going to gain some yards, and he showed that tonight. That one drive where he carried the ball 3 times in a row, and he had 12 yards a carry, and 3 consecutive plays. So he showed some resiliency carrying the ball tonight, and Marble Falls just could not stop the Eastview running attack. And between him and Isaiah Quentin Jackson, they had the Marble Falls defense on their heels all night long.
Well, with that, we will be back home in Georgetown, Texas, for the second of only 4 home games this season for the Eastview Patriots. It'll be against Brenham. The kickoff will be at 7 p.m. again next Friday night. We'll be going live about 6:50. We very much hope that you will tune in to join us here on another edition of Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. One last shout-out to all of our sponsors, again, who help us to put these broadcasts together. Courtney Home Inspections, Glenn Patterson Realtor, Oak Ridge Disciple House, Rob Hip Insurance, and, of course, Georgetown Jewelry. We thank you very much for all of your support of Eastview High School Athletics and SHN Sports. Any final thoughts, Michael?
Just look forward to next week versus the Brenham Cubs at Birkelbach and see how these Patriots respond after coming off of a big win versus Marble Falls in the first game of district play, and looking and see some of the other scores throughout district and how that could look going forward.
Well, with that, he's Michael Francis. I'm Travis Banks. We'll see you next week at home, Birkelbach Field at Georgetown ISD Stadium, Eastview versus Brenham. It's going to be a big one. 2 undefeated in-district teams, and someone's got to lose, someone's got to win. We'll find out who this time next week. We'll see you then. Until then, have a safe and happy weekend, and so long from the Lone Star State.